Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smell test.
Okay.
All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere for this week. Today, Ahsoka Ends finally. Was it the ending we were hoping for? Were we pleasantly surprised? We'll talk about it. Plus, we'll give you an update on the SAG strike, what's going on with that. And we'll continue with the Noc List this week on State of the Atmosphere. All right, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosfere. It's good to see you guys. And as usual, I got my friends along with me, including Noc. What's going on, man?
Not
How you
much.
doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Work go okay?
Yeah, getting ready for this 3-day weekend. It's going to be nice. And then
3-day
the week
weekend?
after
Why you
is,
got a 3-day
vacation.
weekend?
Because it's a holiday on Monday.
No kidding. What's the holiday?
It's a day off for me.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Columbus Day.
Columbus Day. Okay.
I couldn't
Cool.
remember. It
I was
means a
thinking
day
to say,
off.
I don't get those days off, though.
I don't know the holiday. Well, I used to not, but now I do. So
Now you do. You're a
And I
government
get paid for
contractor. What's up?
I get paid for them, and yeah, it's nice.
There you go. All right. And also aboard is John Das Wolfen. What's going on, man?
You mean Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you very much.
Indigenous Peoples Day. That's right. We got to
I'm
say
sure
it
it will
politically
change,
correctly. Not
No, I'm
the
doing
fact
good.
that Columbus, sailed the seven seas, and
Well, my Google calendar still says Columbus Day.
it says Columbus Day. So
Yeah.
Google
screw them.
All
right.
Knock, real
Until
quick,
someone-
I do have a football question.
Uh-oh.
Could you explain to me why they cut Randy Gregory this week, the Broncos?
Because he's done nothing for us, and he was a waste of money.
Yeah, 5 years, $70 million. That's
Yeah, it was a bad investment.
okay.
Dude,
He's
still have
done
to
nothing
pay
for
him?
us. He's done nothing for us at all. He was injured half of last year. In the 2 years he's been here, 3 sacks.
No,
Hmm.
yeah,
Not
Okay.
useful.
yeah. I didn't know his
Not
stats
useful.
because he's not.
Yeah, not good at all. So yeah, that's why. Nope.
Okay.
There you go.
You saw.
Well,
You know who changed the game on Sunday? Benito, one of the backup linebackers, one of the second round pick last year.
Really?
So we're focusing on our younger guys because the vets and people that we paid a lot of money to have done shit. So our younger guys are going to have to step up because our veterans suck ass. So
Yeah.
they gave up. Randy Gregory was on that defense when they gave up 70
Said
points.
like a true
That's
Broncos fan, man. Did you
That's
watch those
why.
videos I sent you? That guy that does the Good Sports show? He's a big
I
Broncos
can
fan.
hardly ever watch your videos. You always get them from weird ass places that I can never get into. So I stopped trying.
It's YouTube.
I don't know where you get your stuff from, but they never work. So
It's YouTube. Okay. All right.
I don't know. You find it from some article and it goes to that, and so I don't generally open up what you send.
All right. I will attempt to do better at that, sir.
First
First in tonight is Kristen Delorme. He said, bonjour, everybody. He said, Joe rocks. And I'm not just saying that because he owes me $5. I don't owe him shit. He's pulling your chain. E. Clay Thomas is in as well. And everybody's saying, let's see. Christian says hi to Noc, and
Hey.
I love this. E. Clay Thomas says Noc is a G-man. Ooh,
Not an official G-man.
no,
Contractor for the G-man.
he's a contractor for the G-men. Let's see. And Christian says, "Hey, John, moved to Canada. We have half a year of what is this? Aborigine guilt."
Yeah.
Wow, man, really in Canada? Okay.
I was just being facetious because I think it's stupid that they try to change the name just because they didn't like.
Yeah, come on, man. My birthplace's name has changed. It's not Fort Polk anymore. It's Fort Johnson.
Oh yeah, a bunch of them have been changed. Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. Man.
I sense a naming trend in these forts. Fort Dix, Fort Johnson.
Yeah, it's very phallic, isn't it? Yeah, it's very strange. Okay, let's see. Oh, Anima's here. She says, "Hey guys." Bonjour, Kristen. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get this out of the way early, boys and girls. Yeah, there was a TV show that wrapped up yesterday on Disney Plus, and it's called Ahsoka. And yeah,
Spoilers ahead.
Spoilers ahead, no doubt. Whenever you see this graphic right here, that means we're fixing to talk about the strike, and we'll be done talking about this. So, if you haven't seen Ahsoka yet, we're going to wrap up the whole series tonight. I tell you, guys, it was episode 8, and I think their little summarization here says the heroes race to prevent Grand Admiral Thrawn's escape, and it was very confusing for me. This must have all been for Rebels fans or something, because every moment that was supposed to be some big reveal just really didn't hit for me. And my favorite character in the whole damn thing had, how long was that? 10 seconds he was on screen? Balin? The guy we haven't really figured out and don't know what he wants, and he's manipulating everything, and nothing. We got nothing on.
Yeah, he was basically a hitchhiker. Like that's what we learned. So far, we learned he was literally just pulling up a thumb and saying, "Hey, I'll give you some gas money if you give me
just give me a ride."
That was it. That's all.
I don't want to ride in a whale's belly. I don't want to be Pinocchio. Could you give me a lift? Huh? Could you give me?
Yes, he was. And then Shin was just along for the ride for a little while, and then he let her go. Like I still don't understand that one.
Yeah, what was up with her ending where she rolled up on the guys that were helping her and held up her lightsaber?
No idea.
Well,
she's the leader of them now, I guess.
She's taking control of them because she's going to go after Ahsoka.
Yeah.
They're going to go raid stuff together.
E-Clay says, I watched Rebels and it didn't make the show any better.
It didn't make it any better, but it made a lot of the, clue, at least some of the stuff had an impact. I think that was the point, Joe.
Yeah.
He could feel like he was missing the significance of the scene. It's just...
Well, as a guy that didn't see Rebels, I mean, we're going to talk about this finale, but the show on the whole, I thought it had some good stuff in it. I love the Balin character, man. I really did. I thought he was great. But wow, did they drop the ball on his ass? I really...
Total waste.
Total waste. And we're never going to see the guy on screen again, which is horrible. I hope they recast the role with somebody that can do it. I mean, I think we were discussing Liv Shriver, maybe.
Yep.
With a beard and everything would look good in the role.
That's the biggest one out there. It was literally the same as... who was it? It's like on the level of Sebastian Stan for Luke.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's a fan favorite.
Right. Exactly. Foxy's saying hi to everybody. Yeah, it had some good stuff in it. Now, I did like the fact that they concentrated a little bit during the show, but it was all because of Balin. Everything I liked about this show rooted from Balin. Really, everybody else, I thought. I had heard so much about this Ahsoka chick, and she just came off as boring. just
no,
bland
it's
and
not
boring.
Ahsoka
And
from the show.
yeah,
She's much
This is
better in
old.
the
I
animated
can't
series.
get out of bed fast enough. Ahsoka. Everything creaks when I get out of bed. You know.
It's not Ahsoka, it's old Soka.
Yeah, right.
Christian says, may I say Noc is a real cool dude, and he
Thank you.
doesn't owe me $5. And John, you rock. There you go. Kristen DeLore.
Someone's drinking again. I appreciate it.
He's good. He's good. Let me tell you, he's going to be starting something on his channel here at the end of the month. He's asked me to show up, and I'm going to show up for him.
Cool.
It's the same night as our show, this one right here, but I'll be on his show the first half hour, and then I'll come over here. But it's something about vinyl. It probably has to do with music, if I know that guy, because I met him through That 70s Rock Fan, and we've done a couple of late night streams with him with some older guy music. You know what I mean? I think we did a Rod Stewart show together one time. It was really cool. And I think, who was the guitarist? Man, Brian was really upset when he died. I can't remember that guy's name. Tell me in the chat, Christian. Who was that? It might have been. Oh hell, I don't know. There's been so many old rockers passing away because we are getting old, and we've done a couple of streams together late night with Brian, that 70s Rock Fan. But anyway, getting back to Ahsoka, this show here, is it? I saw a poll earlier today. Is it the best thing that Disney Star Wars has done? No. The best thing Disney Star Wars has done is the one. It's Rogue One and Andor. That, as far as I'm concerned, that's the best they've done. Really,
for me,
and that's a low bar.
It's the first season of Mandalorian for me.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
glued
The
to
first season of Mandalorian was fun. It was cool, but they're failing on that show because they won't get rid of Grogu. I mean, if it's about the Mandalorian, let it. What is it with these shows? This is Ahsoka, and the show isn't even about her. It's about Sabine, who I can't stand. Wow.
Yeah, I dislike her with every show.
More and
she's
more.
a really cool chick. She's a cool chick in the show, and they turned her into some bitch that I don't know.
I mean, insufferable.
First of all,
yeah,
they turned her into a worse Rey.
Okay,
that's what they did.
I'm a little pissed off. They actually gave her force powers.
Yeah, so is Noc. We were talking before the show. He said, "This is when they lost me. Whenever she grabbed the fucking."
You can't
and I was sitting there going, "Hey, he was helping her with when they were trying to open the door with."
I was holding out hope. I knew it was coming. I was holding out hope, and it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah,
anyone can learn it now.
Jeff
Anyone
Beck
in the history of ever could have learned it. Why did Han die? Because he never learned force powers. The question now applies to every little event in history. Han never wanted, obviously. There's reasons why Han didn't do it.
No.
But I'm saying, it's like, you could just do it now. Like,
everybody can do it, right?
There's nothing special about it. You could just do it if you believe hard enough. Like, that's so dumb. Why does
maybe she got a special injection of Ezra's midichlorians.
Is that what it is? She got
you know what? I made this joke earlier to a coworker of mine this morning after we were discussing the show. You know what it was? This is Deadpool. This is Deadpool. This is Disney crossing over into Marvel. You want to know how this is? Stay with me now. How did Deadpool get his powers? He was strangled. He was
stressed into it.
Oxygen. Deprived of oxygen until his mutated gene came and activated, and he got his powers. Right? What happened to Sabine? She was getting choked out, and then finally, she pulled that lightsaber to her. This was it. This was Star Wars and X-Men have now combined. The multiverse is complete. We now have mutants in Star Wars. Her genes. She's a mutant. She's basically a mutant now, an X-Men, X people.
You're reaching, buddy. You are reaching.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
that's the only
this
thing
episode definitely jumped the shark.
That's what I'm thinking, man.
And not only did they do that, right? This is what really got me outside of that one. all of a sudden she could just force push him across the air. Like,
Yeah.
Everything, every Jedi power is now open to her, apparently, as if no practice is ever really needed. First, it goes from making things shake to it works, and it just works. Like, that is the most asinine explanation of the Force ever, and it just makes you. And you know, I ignore it, or I tried to ignore it because I ignore everything that Joe says, but he said it right. We are not the target audience for this.
No,
we're not.
No.
This is clearly for kids and young people that just want everything easy and just to be included. This is inclusion. This is Force inclusion. That's what it is. And then you have, you know, again, we have another Rey. You have this all-powerful woman who makes some mistakes, but she's perfect. She can do anything. She's all powerful. Only women can do that. And then you got bumbling Ezra is like, just Ezra. Yeah, he exists. They had to find him, but it was Sabine's journey on Ahsoka, on the show called Ahsoka.
Yeah, on a show about somebody else.
Wookiee, look away. I don't know why you're here. Look, Wookiee. You know we're going to be talking about this, so go away. You're watching it tonight. I know you are. I just saw him in chat. I have to rant. Yeah, I know. Okay, this is your fault. Okay, you know at the beginning of the show. This isn't my fault.
I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Colin was right. That's what they'll do. They'll say she's a descendant.
Yeah, I wanted to point this out. This is a mutual friend of me and Knox, Redburst.
The first Mandalore that could use that made the Darksaber. I mean, come on, man. Just I mean, there is a lineage of Mandalorian Jedi, but it's just too convenient. Everything is just too convenient. The plot armor is insane. How inept are these Imperials that they can't kill 3 fucking people with all the power? Oh, let's do the tuber lasers on them. Doesn't work. Let's send a Death Army at them. Doesn't work. The plot armor is insane. It's driving me nuts. It's just that there's nothing there. There's no substance there. There's nothing real about this. You just either you get it or you don't, because I was looking for it.
I was looking for it before the show and I couldn't find it. I saw it on Twitter earlier today. It was a meme. It showed the fight between the witch and Ahsoka with all the stormtroopers around them. Right? They had been shooting at her earlier. Okay, but during this part of it, the fight, they're not shooting at her, and they kept cutting in with the trainer from Jurassic Park, trying to save that dude, yelling, "Shoot her!" It was hilarious, man. I about fell out of my chair. I couldn't find it. I should have marked it this morning because it was fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like all it takes to be a Dathomir witch is to get mind melded by Claudia Black.
Yeah,
not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I would mind meld with Claudia Black any day. But so suddenly she's a witch now, and here's this magic sword we just conjured out of the air.
I knew as soon as that sword appeared, it was not going to last more than that episode. It's like, what a fucking waste of my time to give us something like this, and then it's just she's going to lose. We know she's going to lose. That thing. Yeah. This is what kills
Colin says Disney needs safe wins. Sabine is a safe win.
But it's not even the show Sabine. It's Ahsoka. It's not even her story.
It's Ahsoka. Yeah. It's supposed to be about Ahsoka, man.
And for me, this is just an issue with movies in general. And this is why I think Infinity War was so good. Right? Thanos won. It was the end of the movie and he won. Yeah, eventually they came back and did something. But he still won. That's what made it such a great arc.
It gave it gravity. It gave it consequences.
There was and there's still consequences in the Marvel universe from that action. There's people that whole thing where they have people coming back from the blink and they're like their homes are gone, their marriages are gone, their whole life is gone, and to them all that's happened is 5 seconds have passed. Is beyond like that's such a hidden gem that they could tap into, and we get nothing about it really.
But then they opened Loki with people at the time cop area using the stones as paperweights. They totally just wasted that whole thing right there.
That was pretty funny though. It's
was
just
stupid as
yeah.
shit.
It,
Well, the stones don't
Yeah,
work
no-
outside their universe.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
But no, there's no consequence here. And then we lose one of the best actors on the show in real life, and that was such a shitty ending for him.
It was.
We were all
They straight up. First of all, they robbed Lord of the Rings. Okay, that's exactly what I saw. At the end of that was Lord of the Rings.
all the different endings. Yeah, just
No, not all the different endings. Specifically, his that huge statue with the arm pointing. I mean, just imagine a hand like this, and you see a river like that in Lord of the Rings. Man, there's a huge pair of statues
you
like
know,
that.
I mean, I'm guessing you're saying that because you don't know what the statue was, but
No, I don't know what it is.
There was significance of the statue. There was actually another statue to the left and right of him.
Okay.
There was 3 statues there. There was the son, the daughter,
Well,
and the
please
father.
educate me because I was clueless. I
Those
didn't know
are
what that was about.
that's the father, son, and the daughter. Those are the ones that they are the true existence of the Force. And the son is more the dark side, daughter is more the light side, and the dad just kind of ruled over everything, kind of deal. There was a point in Clone Wars where Anakin could have become one of those beings. Yeah.
Ahsoka the
Good old
Grey became
Red.
Ahsoka
How you
the
doing,
Light.
Red?
I
It's been a
thought
while
the
since
same
we
thing.
talked. He's like, oh man, I haven't heard Noc rant in a long time. That's why he heard me. He heard me. He knew what was going on.
Yes. Thanks, guys. I'm not wasting my time with garbage Disney. I hear you, brother. Yeah.
Well, they just take everything good about Star Wars and just ruin it. You know, this stems from just Disney itself. You know, and this was one of the things like, why can't Sabine was a badass in her own right. She didn't need force powers.
Mm-hmm.
She was like Han.
She's a
she did her
Mandalorian.
thing without it. She wielded the dark saber and trained with it, and didn't need it. Right? She didn't.
Right.
She didn't need. She trained with the what's to say, Kanan, and you know she didn't need force powers. Why do you have to push these powers on to make them even more powerful? There's this female more OP than she needs to be, and I always go back to Mulan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's in the cartoon? Right? You have a girl that grows up and wants to be a soldier, right? Yeah. So she trains, she does all this, she does all these things, she improves herself, she acts like a man, and she proves to her unit her worth and through all that. And then what did they do in the live action movie? They give her powers. That's what made her special. It wasn't.
I didn't see the live action one.
I tried to, and then I found out she had powers, and I stopped watching it because that's not the point of it. Like Mulan was in the cartoon a real thing that you could aspire to be. Someone
absolutely.
That
hard work pays off, right?
It was Sabine, right? Right. And now, in order to you could relate to Mulan as a young girl, as someone that could strive to be something better without the specialness is within you, not something that you were given, and or something different that differentiates you from someone else, such as magic powers. Not everyone can be Hulk. You know, not everyone can do these things that other people. Some people can be Robert Downey Jr. They'd have to be really, really smart, but it's something you know say. But when they did the live action thing with Mulan, she had magic powers. Now they're doing the same thing with Sabine. She was already badass. She was already something that you could aspire to be in your own way, and now she has force powers all of a sudden. They just pushed it on her.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's mind-boggling. I just don't understand why you have to do that to characters.
Disney just doesn't get it anymore.
Well, let the the Star Wars guy that just watches movies ask a question. Back to the significance of those statues. Now, we know that they're making a movie. Filoni's going to make a movie wrapping up this current universe. They're making another Rey movie, but they're also making a movie about the beginnings of the Jedi, right? And
I think it's just the beginnings in general. I don't know if it's about the Jedi per se. It's just better.
I'm pretty sure if I remember the synopsis, it's about the first Force user or something like that.
Right. They weren't necessarily Jedi in both. It was
okay.
There was kind of good side, bad side-ish.
Well, these statues that we saw Balin at, will that have something to do with that? Do you think? Will it have something to do with that story?
As far as the Dawn of Jedi, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know. That's why I asked. So.
I mean, I don't know. It could, but I doubt it. I don't think anything. I don't think there was ever anything that indicated that those three beings were human Jedi or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or Force beings. They were just higher beings. That's how I understood it. But,
yeah.
Or that they became higher beings from somebody else. I don't know.
But I think you touched on something earlier that I definitely think is true. The plot armor was way too thick on these characters. I mean, when I'm watching them ride towards that door and trying to get it open while they're riding, and they're showering them with friggin' they're doing the rain fire thing from Endgame kind of thing. I'm just thinking to myself, if they had somebody aiming a cannon, they could probably kill both of these people pretty fast. The way they're not paying attention.
No, right. And I mentioned it in one of the previous shows. Like Thrawn was really particular with his training. He abhorred wastefulness.
Mm-hmm.
He hated it.
Yeah.
He would not sit there and just turbo blast randomly. That's not what he would do. It's a waste of resources. It's just a way that the send down the troops to slow him down. He had already established that it was going to take him forever to get there, right? Okay, I guess he's wrong. He didn't think they could find horses or whatever the fucking thing those dog things are. Like, really? Like, come on, Disney. You gotta.
You know what? I thought of Lord of the Rings when I saw those things too. They look a lot like the rides they were using in the second movie.
I mean, there's all kinds of beasts in Star Wars. So, I can forgive that as far as they look similar. But it's like what? To me, I think they nerfed Thrawn. They nerfed his way of thinking. They are not like they did not have Timothy Zahn there to help write it. I don't think he was consulted enough on here because they're trying to make him seem a certain way, but they're failing because he would not make this many mistakes. He made mistakes. His mistakes were massive, and they played out in that way. But he was not wasted. So he the Death Star. He didn't want the Death Star at all. When he found out about it, he thought it was a complete waste of time.
Complete waste of resources.
He thought it was a complete. This is canon now.
Let me hit this real quick. E. Clay Thomas says, "I don't know about you, but I don't think I trust a girl who just learned to use the Force 2 minutes ago to throw me 100 feet in the air."
It's funny. Ezra would.
Is Ezra that dense?
Ezra would indeed trust in her. I can believe that.
Definitely nerfed Thrawn, Colin says. Clone Wars, this guy was a cold, calculating menace. Yeah. And that's the way that's the way Noc presented him to me, man. And from what I saw, I get the guy's smart, but they didn't really show him the way you described him to me.
Why send 2 TIE fighters? Why not send 4?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why only send 2 and then they might not have come back? It's just the things just make no sense. Why did they wait until after that little dumb ritual to even take off? Why didn't they take off right away?
Yeah. Why even let them get up to the top of the tower? If it was ready to go, let's go.
It's like, hey guys,
if the timer ran out, let's go.
Another thing, if the cargo was in the ship, why didn't the ship just go to the ring? Why did Why did the ring have to come to them? The ship could have gone to it could have gone to space.
That would have made more sense if you ask me. Yeah.
It had boosters. It could fly. It wasn't like completely wounded. Like it could do things. It just couldn't whale hyperspace, or whatever you call it.
Right. It couldn't go from one galaxy to another one. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
It's just.
It had to be frustrating for you to watch this dude because I was watching it going.
It's not Thrawn. He's making it. It's just that he's making too many mistakes to be Thrawn in just like a couple episodes.
Yeah,
he's not like that. There's way too much wasteful resources. He would not have sent a whole squad if he didn't think they would actually do something. And it always goes back to like, well, why didn't they go after Ezra after 9 years? Now I'm trying to go with the logical approach with thinking like Thrawn is that he didn't think that he was a threat, so he didn't go after him.
Right.
Why go after something that's not a threat? Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's kind of my logic with it if I'm thinking like with Thrawn. So, it's just things like that we didn't get that. We just got mistakes. We got mistakes. Yeah. Oh, they have absolutely no way to make it here at all whatsoever. Okay, they got here faster than I thought. So let's send down our death troopers. It's like, what? And he's just watching his turbo, there was a point where in one of the now this is extended universe, but he lets he shoots one of his lieutenants because or one of his training officers because they failed to train his subordinate,
Yeah.
Okay.
in a certain way, the proper way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, I want loyalty, but I need, I need efficiency.
Yeah.
And these turbo guys, these fucking pilots that are not taking ship, they all fail. His turbo laser, gunners missing every single thing with the biggest blast known to man. It just does not scream Thrawn. It's just wrong.
I hear you. What you got here, John?
A meme.
The Force is female.
Let me see if I can.
What does that say?
How it's going.
Chartable parallel. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Thrawn in the EU books is playing 3D chess. In the Zahn canon books, he's playing chess. In Rebels, he's playing checkers. And on Ahsoka, he's playing tic-tac-toe, but he just can't. It's just, he just adds an extra zero and thinks he won.
Oh my God, man. That's great. That's awesome. Colin says, well, technically the ship was pretty damaged.
I mean, they flew it there. Weird. It's been floating in space in gravity the entire time. It must not be that
also
bad.
Sending a bunch of ground troops means nothing when you're about to go resurrect a legion. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, John thinks they're Night Sisters. So I don't know if there's a stormtroopers or if they're Night Sisters waiting to be resurrected or sleeping Night Sisters.
Well, all you need is those 3 Night Sisters, and you got troops for days, apparently, because they've wasted a whole shitload of them, and they brought them all back to life.
I don't understand. That's the other thing. I don't
zombie
understand
troops. Woohoo!
I don't think Thrawn would go for that. That's my issue with that. I just not permanently, anyways. I'm waiting for Thrawn to just discard the freaking witches. I don't like them. I don't like their story. I never cared for the witches. In general, even in the EU, some of them that were left over ended up going to Luke's academy.
Really?
They formed kind of like an Amazon-based society on the planet, one of the planets. It's just
we got Wonder Jedi coming. Is that what we got? No? Hey?
I doubt they'll do that because they're not. They've discarded they're discarding the whole Skywalker thing. They just wanted to end that and
that's sad that
end it without giving them a proper ending, and now they're doing their own thing. Well, their own thing sucks.
Yeah, like I said, every moment in this show that was supposed to be, give you the feels and whatever, just didn't hit. Didn't for me.
The acting was not great. Ahsoka fighting was not fun to watch at all. Yeah. I can't. I really like Rosario Dawson, but her fighting sucks.
You have a great night, Christian. Thanks for watching, buddy.
All right, Christian, have a good one, buddy. This fighting in this show sucked. You know what the best fighting was from little Ahsoka. The girl,
little Ahsoka. Yeah,
that little spin she did on her knee with the lights. Like that was the coolest thing I saw in this whole show. Her fighting that was Ahsoka. To me, that was Ahsoka. She had the agility to actually be Ahsoka.
Well, there's a call for them to actually do live action Clone Wars with them too.
Really? That'd be cool.
Could he handle it though? I don't know. Last time he did a sword fighting, he was Darth Vader, and that wasn't that great. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if Hayden Christensen is up for it anymore.
He'd have to work at it.
They'd have to get somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah, recast it. Yeah.
Yeah, recasting is not a bad thing, boys and girls. I point to the Bond series. It's been around for more than 50 years, and it's still going strong, even though they've tried to kill it. Yeah. Trust me, I'm a Bond fan that hated the last Bond movie, and I can't wait to see the new guy, whoever it's going to be.
Disney's got a weird thing about recasting. Sometimes they won't recast because it's a sacred casting, and then other times they can't wait to recast it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I know what it was. It was the old white guy. We can recast them.
Oh God.
Oh,
Let's
is
see.
it- oh,
Yeah, the
white guy
fighting was
being the bad guy?
lackluster. Tiny Ahsoka moved like the one from the Clone Wars. Yeah,
Yeah.
from what every time I see animated Ahsoka, she's jumping around like a jackrabbit, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She looks like Yoda with a damn lightsaber. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And
Well,
we
she
didn't
was-
we definitely
was
didn't get
smaller
that out
figure.
of.
And that's always the case with the smaller Jedi. It was always that they got to be a little bit more defensive, more
spry.
agile, more
Jump
spry.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's just not.
Yeah,
not
it's a
the-
shame. I hate it for you fans of the extended universe and stuff. I hate it that they're just not delivering on these characters, man.
Yeah.
And
it's annoying the shit out of me that Sabine just gets away with leaving Ahsoka to die, and it's just like I understand, I get it,
I understand. It's cool.
I am completely serene now, so it's all. good.
Yeah. You know that little girl who played young Ahsoka? Well, she's
Yeah.
not little. She's 16, but
She
she
played
was
Gamora
also-
too, didn't she?
she was also Gamora, and
Just
she's
that was it.
I thought I
also,
recognized her.
Barbie.
she's
Yeah.
also the girl
Barbie.
from 65.
I haven't seen 65.
I haven't seen 65.
Yeah,
but
is it any good, John?
It's okay. It's not. I have
There's a
some
reason why
issues
it
with
didn't make any money, right?
Yeah, I have some issues with it. Let's just say
Mhm.
that.
But anyway, now the series on the whole. First of all, we all agree that it was a very lackluster finale for this season, for sure.
nothing
And we're
was
probably going to
resolved
get another
at
season
all.
of it. I have to figure.
There hasn't even been an official call for a second season either. That's the crazy.
No, but they're gonna do it. They you know. But the thing that disappoints me the most about this entire series is that Balin was just an afterthought in the fucking finale. It was. I mean, Thrawn seemed concerned with where this guy was the last time we heard his name. You know, and how he disappeared and everything, and he didn't even ask about him this whole time in this last episode. You know. I think it's a wasted opportunity because that was a great character, man. Well, he was the best character in the show, and the show. Here's the problem, guys. This is another example of them making a show, and the show's not about the main character. It was about Sabine the whole damn time,
Yeah, they're
and
really.
she was
bad about
insufferable the whole damn time. It's just silly. I just don't understand it, man. I don't get it. Ugh. I mean, I'm sure Rebels was good and all this stuff, but boy, the reunion wasn't that good. That's for sure. I don't think, anyway. I think that Ezra seemed like a cool dude.
I like
But,
Ezra. I want to see
yeah.
more Ezra for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of him too. Yeah,
I was
would.
happy that the first thing they did was construct a lightsaber because that monk shit wasn't doing it for me. No, fuck
Yeah.
that. Not
Right.
force punches was not doing it for me. That was dumb. That was dumb, and
Yeah.
everything about it was dumb.
Let's see. Colin says, and honestly, Balin had the most interesting plot line. No payoff, though. Yeah, it was horrible what they did with him in the end of it, man. They straight up left him there, and he's going to check something else out, but we don't know what it is. Have no clue what it is. Don't know
And that's
what
like,
he's doing.
if you want to continue any of that storyline, you have to recast him. So
Yeah.
it's-
No, they got to keep him going.
You have no choice.
Right? And Colin also says Ezra was good. I like the Force Foo. Laugh out loud.
Don't like it
The
at all.
Force Foo.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Thomas
he
says he
dropped
dropped
it real fast once he got
the
that
Force
lightsaber.
Monk stuff really fast. Yeah, he did. That's because
I'm all for
the
it.
Force Monk stuff's cool, except for when you're surrounded by 50 stormtroopers. That's
Yeah.
not really going to help you out too much, right there. So, yeah, I did like him building a lightsaber. I thought that was pretty cool. I did like that. I like the whole.
I thought it was cool that he got Kanan's the other part of Kanan's lightsaber.
Yeah, that was a neat thing. And,
I'm a
and
little curious. I'm a little curious what happened to Rook. Where is Rook?
Rook. Who is Rook?
Rook is his little creature buddy, that his bodyguard, Thrawn's bodyguard. He's canon.
Thrawn's bodyguard. Okay.
Yeah, he has. So
This is from Rebels, I take it. This is
no,
the guy who wasn't seen in this at all.
I don't think he was in
I don't think
Rebels.
he's in Rebels, but he's in the books. He's in the canon books.
Okay.
The more recent trilogy that brought Thrawn back into, a little bit more his time with the Imperial fleet.
Right.
And there's this creatures that he befriends. I don't know how they do it in the new canon. I don't know if it's the same backstory, but basically they find these creatures that are these humanoid creatures that are like they turn into like the greatest assassins ever.
Okay.
And Thrawn employs one of them as a bodyguard, and so he's almost always on the ship. Like, Captain Paleon. We've seen him a few times in like Andor. He was one of the guys in the council and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, he would always go. Rook like to play with them by like sneaking up behind him whenever he came to Thrawn's quarters and like acting like he was going to kill him and stuff like that. Like he would mess with him. But where's he at? Like I'm curious. Where that was a cool little. They're like really small like humanoid creatures, but they're like deadly fast.
Yeah.
And, so there's some things that are just missing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's it's sad. They're picking and choosing what they want to use, and most of it is the Force is female. That's what most of it is, and I mean, we've said it before, and it's been documented that Disney they're a girl brand, and they bought Star Wars to have a boy brand, and they're turning it girl, and it's whatever.
What is a girl?
Huh?
What is a girl?
What is a girl, right? Well,
we don't know anymore.
Yeah, don't know anymore. That's for sure. Yeah, you got to watch it. You got to check these things out. Get background checks. That kind of thing.
DNA. Run DNA.
After seeing 8 episodes of Ahsoka, are you thirsting for a second season of this?
No.
Honestly,
and they don't even have to have. They don't really have to have a second season. They just have They have to have a continuation of the story, which at this point you just title it whatever.
Yeah,
it
doesn't have to be Ahsoka.
No, it doesn't have to be Ahsoka.
Well, I wouldn't say no to something that ties up the threads, but
that's what the movie's supposed to be.
I don't need.
Movie he's making
I don't need a second season of Ahsoka. This is what they're going to do.
You know what? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I got
No. I was just going to say I want to see what Thrawn is planning. That's what I want to see. So
yeah, I mean we know he's going to fail, so that's going to be interesting. But that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But no. You know what? As I was watching it live, here's my thought. And I thought this would have been hilarious, and it wasn't going to happen, but I thought it would have been hilarious. What if when Ezra boarded that ship, he called the space whales and got them to take over the ship again and fly to a whole other galaxy?
Right. Boom. Gone. Sacrifices himself
gone again.
With a whale, and then gone again somewhere else.
We just did it again. Just gone to a whole different place.
Is that how they ended up where they were at this time? Is that
yeah.
Okay.
That's how they ended up in that place, and it was the Force Fields. Basically the ending scene is them reaching out to Ezra and him force pushing them away and into like the escape craft. Whatever it was, I can't remember the scene. It's been a while.
Gotcha. Okay.
But saying goodbye.
That would have been great, man.
All over the ship, and then Thrawn's like, he has these tentacles wrapped around him, and then Ezra's kind of trapped too, and then you just see him go off into hyperspace, and that's basically the end of the series.
Boom, there it is.
And if that happened again, I just would have been like, this. Everything is redemption all around.
Okay, yeah, I can
or
smile
even
about
better,
it now. It's awesome.
Or even not better, but I also would have loved to have seen Ahsoka again. I think that would have made my day. Just it actually doing the jump and then getting force pulled and then like leaving Ahsoka behind again. Like it's just I want more stuff that's not so damn predictable. And that's Disney.
Colin says it was epic.
Colin the ending. The ending to the show. Yeah. If nothing else, Joe, you got to watch the last couple episodes of Clone Wars. It's the best. It is the best. Those last three episodes of Ahsoka, you'll see what Ahsoka did with Rex, and you'll see the final moments before Anakin as Darth Vader.
Okay,
like those last couple, they're like their own movie. Those last couple episodes.
Okay,
so
cool.
If you don't watch anything else, Clone Wars, you got to watch those last three. And I know Red would agree with that. If you don't watch anything else, you got to watch those last couple episodes of Clone Wars.
Cool.
It's literally like an hour.
Then I will consider that homework to do, and I will do it. No doubt.
Yeah.
And then this show will probably piss me off as much as it pissed you off.
Well, I mean,
Um,
you gotta watch everything. I'm just saying when it comes to like epic shows that you gotta watch as far as Clone Wars and Rebels go.
that ranks up
And
there.
then if you want a little bit more context, you watch some of Rebels. But
Yeah.
it's just
that final season of Clone Wars.
And Colin says 1,000%.
If you want the full power, now the last season of the 7th season of Clone Wars, like only 13 episodes, I think, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a long series, like season.
Yeah.
If you could do the whole season, I would, but you got to watch the last couple. Like they go right into the movies perfectly.
Sounds cool, man. Sounds cool. So, as with everything else Star Wars, I mean, it showed flashes of some fun stuff, but on the whole, it's just a lot of nah. You know, it just really is. It's a lot of nah, and I mean, right down to this big reveal when the stormtrooper steps off the ship and pulls his helmet off. Why? I'm with you, Noc. Why in the fuck did he have that armor on?
No, that was John. We were watching the show.
Was that you, John? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why in the fuck did he even have that armor on? Just step off as Ezra. What the hell, man?
It was like that's the flair, And what the funny thing is, again, I could see Ezra doing that.
Well, what would have been good is if that droid that you guys tell me is this big killer, when it walked up to him, just killed him right there, and they take the mask off. Oh no, he killed Ezra.
For me,
he knew it was Ezra immediately.
Yeah, he definitely knew immediately that it was Ezra. I think he could tell by his walk, his gait.
Right.
You know how it is.
Stuff that only a droid would know, right? Yeah.
Okay. Don't you know all droids are Force users?
Yes, they gotta be. All right, guys. Well, that's going to put a bow on Ahsoka.
Basically, I just got left with a bad taste in my mouth, and now I'm just ready for Loki. That's it.
You ready for what?
I'm ready for Loki.
Yeah, ready for Loki, huh?
Ready for another disappointment.
That's what I'm not enthused about.
I loved the first season of Loki. I was all for it.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was okay.
It was enjoyable. That's about as good as
I did like the fact that he was hanging out with a gender bent version of himself. I thought that was pretty cool.
I had a total crush on her, Sylvie.
One of my favorite stories in Spider-Man is in the Ultimate Universe. There's a clone saga in this thing.
No, we can't talk about Spider-Man. Red's here. Oh,
what's wrong with that?
No, Spider-Man. We can't talk about Spider-Man. Red.
Why can't we talk about Spider-Man with Red burst around?
Red's
Spider-Man's
clearly
awesome.
not interested in Spider-Man. No, we can't.
Anyway, Colin says, classic Ezra. Honestly, he collected trooper helmets as a kid. Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
he did. Yeah,
cool.
he did.
All right.
If you look in the tower in one of the early episodes of Ahsoka and Sabine, there's helmets everywhere in that tower that she's living in.
Yeah, that's actually Ezra's.
Ezra's bunch of shit. Gotcha. Yeah. Look at Colin, he's laughing. Yeah. But there's a gender bent version of Peter Parker with all of Peter Parker's memories that's known as Spider-Woman in the Ultimate Universe, and she ends up becoming a character called Black Widow.
Is that the pregnant one?
No, it's not the pregnant one. No. The
can't keep track of them.
She'd be more like a Miles Morales character because if you notice, she was African American. But anyway, all right. So that's it for Ahsoka, boys and girls. Let's see. What did he say? What is this? There will be no spider slander on this day. I'm not slandering Spider-Man. You know I love Spider-Man, dude. My boy is right here with me every show.
John's repping the Spider-Man shirt.
That's
I've
right.
got Spider-Man.
He's the one. You know it, man.
Listen. He's basically Ant-Man. Okay, let's not kid ourselves.
No, he's not Ant-Man. Clay says, yeah, but that's not very smart TV. Wearing full trooper armor, coming on to a rebel ship and not announcing yourself. They should have just shot him for being dumb. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Clay, why didn't they shoot him?
He had his hands up. He was surrendering. Come on, he had the white hand up. He's like,
why did they even let it land? Why didn't they shoot it? Shoot the ship.
Right, yeah, you're coming awfully close to us, Imperial. You probably shouldn't do that. And that was the other thing. So he got there.
Come on in.
He got there, right? Thrawn has no security on that ship. Like, so what is with Star Wars and no cameras? What is that? Do they not have cameras in Star Wars? Because I mean, you look at it. Hey, security. There's a guy dragging a body on the deck. Could you go take care of that real quick?
Well, yeah.
I guess you think he can't be seen or something?
I could probably pull up a scene in the original Star Wars where they spent about a good minute shooting cameras in a friggin', in the prison cell area, dressed up as stormtroopers trying to get Leia. Pretty sure they got cameras on their shit. Yeah.
So he just managed to just take a ship. There was no tractor beam to pull him back in. No,
Nothing
just
like
got
that.
away and
No
just
unauthorized
boarded a ship,
launch.
no warning.
I mean, you and I have been in the military. You know for a fact if somebody stole one of those things, they'd shoot it down before it even got away from the friggin' place. What are they doing?
What happened was Thrawn took the sisters down to Dathomir, and that shut down all the everything with the droids, and he just escaped.
But you know what? Here you go. Here you go. This is gonna, here's my saving grace on this one.
Okay.
Thrawn let him go.
Yeah. Thrawn figured he's going to be
I don't know how to
useful to
explain
me
it.
later on.
If they tell me
he
later
amounts to
on,
nothing.
I let him go. He's done that. He's done that before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his purpose would be, but nobody ever does until his plans go into action. But I can accept that if that was the real thing. It's not.
But that's not the case. You know it isn't, because he sat there in this episode and said, I have seen what happens when people let the Jedi go. And I'm not going to let that happen ever again.
Yeah.
So that can't be it.
Let the guy that can explain your existence go, right? That can tell the rebels all about
right?
it. And the only
guy that can warn everybody, right? Because he thumbed a ride back with Thrawn and knows his exact location, so he's going to let him go so he can go tell everybody.
Right. But what we're going to get that dumb senator again. That's going to be like, we can't trust this guy. He's not really a Jedi or anything like that. Boopy boop boop boop. I'm an Imperial spy because this story has no real substance to it. And, that I'm an Imperial. So I have to discredit Ezra. Where have you been for 9 years? Nobody knows. Yeah. Like it's going to be a very basic bitch season 2 when it comes out. It's going to suck. Yeah. And then we're going to have
if they make one.
Several filler episodes of them trying to get off that planet, the ones that were left behind.
I tell you what, we can cross our fingers and hope for, Noc. Cross our fingers and hope that somebody else buys Star Wars. Because, Disney's like strapped for cash.
Maybe Apple.
Can sell everything they've got.
Maybe Apple, your only hope.
Right.
Help us. You can give us a production
help us,
value.
Macintosh.
You actually have writers.
I'm not sure Apple would be any better.
Better than this. I actually enjoy some of the shows and writing that they do in there.
They do have some good shows on
My
Apple.
only problem is that most of their shows are the same. So that's kind of my thing. They all feel the same, at least as far as their writing goes. But it's good writing.
They have the best sci-fi currently on TV right now.
Yeah, For All Mankind. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Since the Expanse is no longer on, so
it took me a long time to get into Expansion, and I'm still not fully for it. I tried it multiple times. It took me forever to get through it. I just would always lose interest, like 2 or 3 seasons in. Just could not.
All right, boys and girls, that does it for Ahsoka talk for this week. For good. Thank God this one's over. Thank God. All right, let's check in on the Screen Actors Guild strike and what's going on with it.
No, the Film Actors Guild are still striking.
Yeah, the Screen Actors Guild are still striking. It's the writers that are off strike. And you can tell really if because the late night guys are back, and they've got people like musicians and guys that really aren't acting anymore. Like the first one Kimmel had back on was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'm always been a big fan of him. So let's see. Colin says Foundation was good. Yeah, I liked the Foundation. A lot of people aren't liking that because if they're fans of the source material, they're not liking it. So
yeah, I've read the books.
I never read the books. So
I've never read the books either, and I'm enjoying it. So I want to see the second season of that. And E-Clay says meh. Yeah. But anyway, the Screen Actors Guild is still on strike. They were going to get back together today, I think, according to this article right here.
I did like Silo. E-Clay.
Yeah, Silo. I heard that one's good.
And that was pretty close to the source material.
SAG and Studios CEOs wrap full day of talks will resume on Wednesday. Now, this is the newest article I could find. That's the word from SAG. I'm not saying that whole damn acronym. And studio CEOs, after meeting officially Monday for the first time since the 160,000 strong guild went on strike on July 14th, they plan to do it again.
There's not that many actors that I care about. There's no way there's 160,000.
Yeah. SAG and the motion picture and television producers met for a full day of bargaining sessions and have concluded. Negotiations will resume Wednesday, October 4th, and the two sides of this evening in a joint statement reminiscent of the communications sent out from the WGA and the studios in their successful final round of negotiations last month. So it sounds like this is going to be about over too. I had heard somewhere that there was like a 90-day clause they were trying to get passed where they could just unask whoever they wanted after this strike had been going for a certain amount of time. And that's what this sounds like here too. Like they've been waiting for certain things to. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was hearing. Me personally, hey, take all the time you want. I've got a DVD collection that's out of this world. I love watching my old shows. Unless you're going to bring me some good stuff, then you guys can stay on strike for as long as you want. You really can.
I've got over 4,000 movies. I'm good. Film Actors Guild. Just keep. Do
your thing. Do your thing.
Striking.
If you are not wanting to make money and you just want to, get your picture in the paper and that's it. Hey, have fun with that.
If I ever get bored, I'll just go get more certs. I'm kind of.
But the writers, the writer strike's over, and they've got control of AI now, which is funny to me. I don't think anybody's got control of AI. I think anybody can use that shit, But as far as the strike goes, I'm unconcerned with it, man. I really am. The only thing that I'm upset about right now is they pushed Dune 2 back to fucking next summer. That's the only thing that fucking pissed me off, this whole deal. Because if you haven't seen the first part of it, a lot of people didn't because it came out in COVID, the height of COVID. And wow. I mean, it's a great movie. I love it. Eclay says, I agree. We have over 100 years of content to keep us busy. Damn straight, man. And this is another reason why I want to go ahead and do some watch parties of some stuff. And I'm gonna try and arrange a one for next week for V, the original miniseries. So be looking out for that, guys. But any thoughts on the strike and what's going on with it? They're saying
I think the Film Actors Guild are about done. So
yeah, they need to go ahead and you
notice what I'm calling them, right?
Yes, the Film Actors Guild. Absolutely. Yes. I'm not going to say what that acronym stands for, but you get the picture, folks. Yeah.
It's from Team America World Police.
Team America World Police. Yeah. America. Fuck yeah. Have you ever seen that movie, Noc? Noc, have you ever seen that movie?
That was a teenager.
Great.
Of course,
but anyway, we've got plenty of stuff we can watch, guys. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that I've had on the back burner, and like we're trying to catch up on John Wick because I'm hearing that the Continental on Peacock is good. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's good. So I want to get caught up with the movies so I can go watch that thing. It's a prequel from the 70s, I think. From what I understand. Well, but anyway,
I'll get caught up next month because I'm in my
best theme song ever. That's right, Colin. America, fuck yeah.
I'm doing my thesis capstone class for my master's, so that's going to be sucking a lot of time writing this huge paper. So
yeah, they really took the.
And then you're free, John. And then you're free.
Yeah, until January, and I start again.
This guy's never going to stop going to school, man. He's just not. He chews up books like they're nothing. Like they're chiclets. Just pop one in his mouth and get done with it,
No,
but anyway.
I'll stop after the second bachelor's.
I don't have anything for this. I don't care. But any of this.
Yeah, about the strike. Yeah, I mean, we've got, well, hell, that's what the Noc List is all about, right? Looking at great shit and checking it out, right? So let's just go ahead and talk about the Noc List. Let's bring that up.
So
For
before we
tonight.
go into the list, let me give you.
You've
some
got reviews for us, right?
I asked for at least a couple movies, and everyone. So I had 4 that I was going to watch. I haven't watched the 4th one, but I watched 3 of them.
Okay.
That was on the list of, hey, what should I watch this week? So the
thoughts,
first one I watched that was on our list of must see movies was Rear Window, and I got to tell you that was good. That's exactly what I wanted as far as an older movie. James Stewart was awesome in it. That girl was a real babe. And I just found it, they're all thinking he's kind of crazy. And then it was so funny that, as the movie went on, everyone joined him into this conspiracy. He ended up everyone completely what are you doing? You're crazy. And then eventually they all just kind of bought in. I thought it was great. The longer it went on, the more people bought into what he was going on about. So I don't know. I enjoyed the scenery in it too. I love the look. That's pure just staged area, and it looked so cool. It was cool seeing something in that. It was just a simple movie, but it did a lot.
So you can see why I call it Hitchcock's best.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. I enjoyed every second of it, and I was like, that's exactly what I want to see more of. Is stuff like that. And when
it's
it
a
comes
thinking person's movie, no doubt about it, man.
To me, it was like that. I love that whatever they did with audio back then, it just sounds different.
Yeah.
And the way the mics are, the way that they pick up the sound, and it just you can only contribute to older stuff, and it's just I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was everything I wanted to see in an older movie.
Good.
As far as the actors go, and
most of his movies are like that, man. He's a real craftsman when it comes to making a movie. And
I think I'm getting to the point, because you guys are more gurus on mostly on movies as well. I kind of want to get to the point where, because before I of course can't be a human being in America without enjoying movies unless you're born. So, but I don't know. I never know anything about the directors or most of the cast. Kind of deal. I know, Michael Bay is probably the one I've known the most, and Spielberg,
right?
And, big ones. Peter Jackson. Because of Lord of the Rings, his name is stapled over everything. When it comes to that movie, so everything is credited to him. But we got Dr. Mad Studio.
Dr. Mad Studio says, "Hi, folks. Greetings from Britain. I know it's late over here, but I'm a night owl sometimes. Hope you're all well." We're doing fantastic, buddy. It's good to see you. We're going over the Noc List, a list of movies that we're trying to get Noc some good stuff to whet his appetite for good movies.
Yeah. So you might want to check it out, Dr. Mad, for last week's show, last Wednesday night. We went over about 50 names of shows that we had a panel. We had about 4 other people here, or 2 other people here that contributed as well. And basically, we still have the other half of that list to go through at some point. But basically, we went to that list and we said, they voted. It was mostly a majority rule. Everyone had to mostly agree of what movie I have to. These are movies you have to watch. And so that's what I have a list of what I have to watch. And then there are some, good movies I should watch someday, just after I'm done watching all the must-sees. So there's that list is actually longer as it should be. But now, so Real Window, I loved it. It was great.
Yeah. It is
the second
fantastic.
movie. Good. The second movie was The Graduate. Wow. That was a roller coaster.
Yeah,
that was a roller coaster. Dustin Hoffman is he plays a strange guy in that one, just kind of like a Forrest Gump-ish, kind of like I'm gonna go along with it kind of guy.
Right.
And the twist of falling in love with a daughter, I loved every second of it. And then he goes after her into her college and follows her around and gets this apartment studio nearby and just tries to win her
We do
over.
stupid shit when we're young, don't we, Noc? I mean,
And
good
it was
Lord,
like,
yeah.
man, were women like this back then? Like, holy crap! Like she kept coming back to him, and I don't want you nearby, but I don't want you to leave, or something. It was just nuts. And then he breaks up their wedding. Like I enjoyed it. It was great. And Mrs. Robinson, what are you doing, Mrs. Robinson?
Mrs. Robinson,
like,
man.
Was that
Let's
Dr.
see.
Matt?
Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Mad says, I used to do film and studies back in college, so I'm very familiar with this sort of thing. I used to.
It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
I think he just said it twice, huh? I guess he shouted up there
Well,
twice.
he's just stopping,
Yep.
but
Love both Rear Window and The Graduate. My dad is a big Simon and Garfunkel. Yeah, Simon Garfunkel. They had a hit song with that one.
Now, last night I started Fargo, and I watched that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, I'm not sure why it's on this list. I don't think there was anything. I liked What's Her Name. Her talking.
Yeah,
is
Frances McDormand makes the whole damn movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I love is, did you watch the whole movie? Did you watch the whole movie?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Was there some end credits?
No. You watched the whole thing. My favorite parts were the dude's putting the guy in the wood chipper, and she dropped down on him, and she's just sitting there, and she goes, points at her hat. Freaking hilarious.
But I got to tell you, I didn't really. I don't know if this one really belonged on the list for me. I don't think I would have called this one S tier. It was a good movie, but it seemed a little basic to be put on the thing
about
list.
it that makes that one just really extra weird is the fact that that's a true story. That really happened, man. This was a true thing that happened, you know?
I guess it shouldn't have a big impact on me than I guess it should.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think it's the best Coen Brothers movie. They've made better movies. But
for that one,
Brother, where art thou for starters?
Mm-hmm.
For the first two, I definitely could see why they're on the S tier, but Fargo was probably not my S tier on this list. I don't think.
Okay. All right.
So we'll keep going with the list, but so far the first two were awesome. They were definitely worth watching. Fargo was still pretty good, and hearing yourself, okay, you have a good day,
dude. The fucking accent she had. I mean, she won an Academy Award for that movie, dude. She won her first Academy Award for that flick.
It was good.
Well deserved.
She made it. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have not put this anywhere near the S list. Like she made that movie different.
She did make that movie, man. It's funny. I love it when what's his name?
What's his face? I didn't care for his character. He was just
the red-haired guy at the auto dealership. He's fleeing the interview.
Yeah. No, it was. She made that movie. So I wasn't really understanding until she came into existence in that.
Yeah.
So I knew she was in it because I seen pictures of the movie, but. It wasn't until she got on it that I was like, okay, I can see her.
She's been in a lot of flicks, but
so the one I didn't get to, that's on my, and I'm going to watch it. I have it, but Close Encounters of the Third Kind is in there.
Close Encounters.
You'll like that.
That's the one I wanted you to watch above all the rest of them.
No, I'm going to. I just ran out of God, man. Between football, these shows, and
football makes it hard.
I'm heavily into Cyberpunk right now. I just got to the DLC. Which is going to take me another couple of days probably. But
I mean, with football, look, you're 2 days off. You got Saturday, it's all day college. Sunday, it's all day pros. You ain't got time to watch a movie, man.
I literally have to give up something in order to go out of the house and do something else. But let alone watch. Let's see.
I just finished watching a comedy drama, a British film called The Chain, released in 1984. My dad recommended it to me because he saw it back in the 80s. Dennis Lawson was in this flick. Most of you know him as Wedge Antilles in Star Wars. Really? Wow. Okay.
There's show, and this is in general, and I think this is for a lot of people. There's certain things that you connect, like when you see that person in a show or a movie, you're instantly more into the show. And knowing that Wedge Antilles is in this movie makes me want to watch it.
Yeah, there you go.
Remember, Antilles is one of my favorite characters. He's one of them. He's not my favorite, but he's one of my favorite storylines in the extended universe.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. He's the only fighter pilot that survives all three of the original trilogy, right? Isn't he? I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, he's the only one that's been all three besides. Yes, except for Luke.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Luke isn't flying an X-wing
Luke wasn't
in
flying.
all of them.
Yeah, he wasn't flying in the other.
Yeah, he's in all 3 assaults in those movies, flying an X-wing. Yeah,
No,
we met him. We met that
or
actor.
snow speeder.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
What it's funny.
You know what I mean, guys. Come on.
In one of the EU books, they actually had he's Commander Antilles at that time, or general at that point. I don't know what he's general, but he gets asked by his group of young misfits. It's his latest, his Wrath Squadron. It's his latest squadron. He's like,
"Is this a Rogue Squadron story? Is that what it is?"
No, it's not Rogue Squadron. It's another. He came up with another squadron. He was so bored of. He wasn't really, but he wanted to create another squadron that was more land-based and more intrusion skills, and then secondary flight as a secondary skill. Okay, so but they could speak to because he found that ground combat troops couldn't communicate well with fighter pilots. They couldn't sync up their languages as good.
Right.
So he felt like if he got pilots that had primary skills and intrusion skills, it would just work better. Yeah. Right. But one of them asked, "Hey, who do you old timers consider to be one of the best pilots in the universe?" And am I breaking up here? You guys are kind of
you are. You're froze. Yeah, you've been kind of messing up during the show, but it's fine. Your sound is fine.
I just hear robots right now. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you just fine, buddy.
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, hear you just fine. You're breaking up.
I wish I could record your voice right now, because right now you sound like robots to me.
Sorry, man. You should catch up here pretty quick, but then again, he may not.
Yeah,
he may have just bit the dust. He may be rebooting his stuff. Yeah. So we will get back to the Noc List in a minute. I'm enjoying giving him something to watch, though. I am enjoying the hell out of giving him something to watch because, if you guys don't know, Noc he's like 32 years old. So he's much younger than we are. And we've got many, many movies to show him.
Hey, did I stop sounding like a robot?
Yeah, that was right. You guys stopped moving in your picture. You're just kind of looking at me. And then it was like very soft, robotic sounds, and I could barely hear. But I don't know how much you heard of me. I think I heard you guys could hear me. But basically, who do you think his crew was like, or his new little young misfits were like, who do you guys consider? He was asking him and his lieutenant Wes Jansen, who do you guys consider the best pilot in the galaxy? Like, right?
Oh, Luke.
And that was kind of like, well, or his second command. I'm sorry, Tycho Chechlu was the second in command, and he was like, well, it depends on what your criteria is,
right?
Because Luke, when it came to kills, was not one of the best ever because he didn't fly that much.
Mm-hmm.
He may have been the best, like skill wise, but when it comes to straight numbers and missions and survivability, it's Wedge Antilles.
Right, it's Wedge Antilles. Yeah, no doubt.
And if you count the Death Star, Luke's got a bigger. If you count the Death Star, Luke's got a bigger kill count.
Right, his kill count's pretty big, bro. See, there's a lot of people on the Death Star, bro.
That's where Gimli goes. That still only counts.
Only counts as one. That's right.
well, keep in mind, E-Clay, this is after Vader's already dead. So
yeah.
Right.
He meant when the question was. I'm sorry. When the question was asked, it was most the alive at the time. Who's the best alive? I guess.
Dr. Mad Studio said my dad saw both Close Encounters and Star Wars in 1977. So did I. He didn't go to the cinema much as a child. Back then, it was seen as a real treat for the public to do. Yeah, no doubt, man. Of course, you had second-run theaters then, too. I know anything that I couldn't see, pay full price for, I waited till it went to the dollar theater and then went and saw it. Matter of fact, I saw Jaws for the first time in a dollar theater. My dad took us to go see it in the dollar theater, and it was months after it had come out. And that's something I think they really need to get back to. We've discussed this ad nauseum, but I think that the streaming services, the studios are killing themselves with that shit, and they should be getting back to, now that people are out of the house, they need to keep these things in theaters a lot longer and get the second run theaters going again. You know what I mean? Then they'd see more profits from this stuff. Start treating them like they're an actual commodity. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. He says, my late granddad loved war films because he lived through World War II. Some of his favorites were The Dam Busters, The Longest Day, and The Battle of Britain. Longest Day I've seen. The other two
Longest
I
Day
haven't
was
seen.
really good.
Yeah, it was good. Okay, so you have got Close Encounters on your list that you're planning on going with next, right?
Yeah, we
And
might have to do so.
you've
I
got
might need to
now.
circle some
Real
more.
quick, refresh
Yeah.
people. What else is on that list that we decided were S ones that you needed to see? What
Okay,
else?
so the rest of the ones besides the ones I've seen are the 4 that
Mhm.
we've already named.
Yep.
Citizen Kane,
Mm-hmm.
Taxi Driver,
Yes.
the Maltese Falcon. Now I do have a little star next to it that was more A-list. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that really counts or not.
I
this
don't
was
think that
before we
counts.
moved on to the
Yeah,
other
you can
list.
drop that one
Yeah,
off of there.
Okay, I can
more
drop
A.
that down.
Yeah.
I'll drop that
Yeah.
down. I'll put a down arrow on it. Drop it down. Okay.
Yeah, because there's a better Bogart performance coming up.
I think
Yeah,
that
there
was
is.
before I started making the other lists, the B list, or we just call it the B list. It's just anything that's not as
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
Butch Cassidy.
Now
and the
we're
Sundance
talking the one from way back.
1979.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want originals. I don't want if whichever one's the better version. If it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is better than
we decided because this has been made several times and it's off a famous
right,
book
like
too.
Red Dawn. I've never seen.
Yeah, the
original Red
'70s
Dawn.
one is the one you need to watch. Yes. Mhm.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid,
Yep.
and then Patton was the one we
Yes.
actually ended on. Is one I have on the screen right now.
Okay, so let's get back to it then and get him some more homework to do.
Now this is funny because I saw this last week and
you were hyped about it. I can't wait to see what it is.
I thought it was such a fitting one to start with, just
Okay.
because.
Jaws. How is this not an S?
I gotta
Come
tell
on,
you,
man.
I don't think I've actually watched it from front to back in one sitting all the way through.
But you've seen probably every scene in it.
I've probably seen it at some point in the last 35 years. I've probably seen every scene in it, but I've never watched all the way through. Got to go get.
All right, Colin. Have a good
Red.
one, buddy.
It's good seeing you, buddy. Good
Nice to
seeing
meet you, Colin.
Oh man, yeah. Red was part of our guild when DCUO, and there was just nights where we would just be cracking up, especially the late nights.
He's a sweetheart, man.
There'd be tears.
He works for Snapchat. He's in their technical.
He was at Apple. He worked for Apple. He did the tweets or whatever.
He's a sharp guy. He's out of
Georgia.
Atlanta. Georgia Tech? Yeah, he graduated Georgia Tech. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool kid. But yeah, Jaws, dude. Funny story. Took my daughter. She came to town, and I have a luxury. I don't know if you guys have one in your town, but I have an independent film house. It's a nonprofit. They do a film prize every year and stuff like that. It's a really great place, man. I actually hosted my 30th class reunion there, and they had, they always show older films occasionally. It's only like a one run kind of thing. I'll never forget my 40th birthday. It's 18 years ago now. I know, John, I've shown you my Steve Largent jersey I've got over my desk here.
Oh yeah.
I got that at Abby's Bistro, which is on the top floor of that building. It's attached to the Robinson Film Center, and it's because me and an old friend from school and my wife and our families went to see Enter the Dragon, one of my favorite Bruce Lee movie they were showing, right? And that's what I got for my present for my wife. She gave me that at that party. Anyway, I love the place, and they were showing Jaws, okay? And my daughter was still here at the time, and I said, "Look, I'm going to take you to go see Jaws. They're showing it at the Robinson." And she loves the Robinson too, and she told me, she said, "Dad, I've seen that 100 times." I said, "Yeah, but you haven't seen it in a darkened theater on a big screen. It's a totally different experience, right?" And when we were walking out of the theater, I said, "What'd you think?" She goes, "Oh yeah, that is totally different. Oh my God, it was scary as hell." I said, "Yeah, it's totally different when it's big and in your face, isn't it? It's amazing." But yeah, Jaws is definitely, I don't know, John. I'd have to give that's on his S list.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't watched it from beginning to end, you really need to. First of all, it's based on a really good book by Peter Benchley, and it takes place in the it takes place in Martha's Vineyard is where it takes place. North Atlantic, and yeah, it's a great story, man. Great story. The book ends a little bit differently than the movie does.
Just a bit.
The movie's a little bit more dramatic, but I mean, Richard Dreyfuss, freaking Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw. What a great group of guys. I mean, that the thing I always remember from that movie is the scene where Quint is telling them about how he survived the Indianapolis, man, and I mean, just there's nothing going on in that movie but the music and the lighting, and it's scary to listen to him tell that story. It's friggin' eerie as shit, and it's great, man. It's fantastic. Let's see.
This is it's technically a horror movie.
Yeah, I would put it in a category of a horror movie. You could definitely say that. But actually, kind of like a monster movie, really.
Yeah, but
it's
it's got all the elements of horror. That's my point.
Yeah. Jaws and Deep Blue Sea are the two shark films I grew up watching, thanks in large part to my younger sister, who's been a horror fan for as long as I can remember. Yeah, it's definitely, it falls in the horror genre for sure. Got to head off now. Call it a night. Later, folks. Take care, man. It's good to see you.
By.
Studio. It's good to see you. You take care of yourself, brother. But yeah, I would definitely call it a horror movie because I'm telling you, dude, when I went and saw this movie the first time, I think I've told you this story before. My dad took us in there and we were late getting there. And the first thing we see when we walk in that theater and we're walking to our seats is that girl screaming, getting thrashed around, trying to hang on to that buoy. Right. And my brother looked at my dad and said, "We're not going to see this movie." He said, "Yeah, we are. Go sit down. Shush up," Yeah, it mortified my brother. My God, man. This was 1977, so I was 12. That meant Danny was 10. It was 1975? Okay, so I was 10, and Danny was 8 when he went and saw this. He was completely mortified. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. But then again, I've always loved horror movies, so,
I didn't get to see it till home video, but,
Now, the sequels... what can you say?
There's sequels? No, there's no sequels.
There are sequels. The only one that I really consider a sequel is Jaws 2. That's kind of that one's, it's kind of an exercise in PTSD because, he sees it in a picture and he right away knows that's a shark, and nobody will believe him, It's pretty wild. That's the only one I felt like a good sequel. But that Jaws 3D thing was just, and what's funny is, who the main actor is in that? It's Dennis Quaid. A very young Dennis Quaid was in that Jaws 3D movie. It was so stupid.
The less said about Jaws for
the Revenge. Jaws the Revenge. Oh yeah. But what was it that Michael Caine said about it? He said, "Yeah, it might have been a bad movie, but it bought my wife my mother bought my mother a really nice house."
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, excuse me. But Jaws, you definitely got to put that on the S list there, buddy. That's got to be on the S list.
I'm a little iffy on that one.
What? Come on.
It's just
come on.
It's been available on every TV network ever.
I know.
And I just haven't want to watch it. So I don't think there's anything that's going to make me want to watch this now and think anything differently than I did before.
Did you like the soundtrack that John Williams made for Star Wars?
I'm not going to watch the show just for the sound.
Okay.
I'm not.
Right. Well,
I do enjoy it very much so. But that's coupled with everything. That's paired with everything else. There's nothing.
I challenge you to watch this. I assume you've got a big screen TV.
I do.
So watch it on your big screen. Turn off all the lights.
Yeah, turn off all the lights on your big screen.
I could do that. But the problem is everything I do is at night. So, it's a lot of dedication to do this at night. But
all right, buddy boy, let's move on.
Netflix, maybe I'll see. We'll see.
If nothing else, you've got to watch the scene about the Indianapolis dude.
Yeah.
The boat that delivered the bomb that blew up Hiroshima. Quint was on that boat, and he tells the story of it. And if you don't know the story of the Indianapolis, it's pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is expiring or not. I don't know what movie this is yet, but it's got nothing.
So no Oscars, no nothing.
The Searchers.
The Searchers. That's a John Wayne, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get, even though it's John Ford, we're still not hitting his best yet.
We're not hitting his best stuff yet.
It's good. It's a good movie, but it's not.
All right.
But we know,
I'd say B.
We know what we're looking for.
I'd say B.
Yeah. It's
we
upper
know
B.
what we're looking for.
Upper B. Yeah.
Upper B. Yep.
Okay. Dr. Zhivago?
Dr. Zhivago.
It's a little too hoity-toity for me.
I was just going to say that's one of your soap operas.
197 minutes. Yeah, okay.
That's a soap opera, bro.
Oof.
Drama, romance, war.
Yeah, I don't even think I finished it.
Yeah, I've never watched that completely. No.
Mm-mm. All right. I might say
good actors in it though.
Time.
Good actors in it though.
The Clockwork
Orange.
S all the way.
It grossed $6 million, so clearly not beloved.
It grossed $6 million because it came out in Great Britain, man. It wasn't nationwide here right away. A Clockwork Orange, dude, it depends on your mentality. I get the fact that it's a really good movie. I love Kubrick. I love his stuff, but you got to be in the right mindset to watch this movie. It's got a vicious rape scene in it, and that
part's bad. But
it's a dystopian future kind of thing. I recognize the fact it's a great movie, but I wouldn't make it an S. That's just me though. My daughter, on the other hand, thinks this is one of the greatest movies ever made. So me personally, it's a little too weird for me.
I might have to just put it on the other list just because anything that's,
questionable,
dystopian.
Yeah, I know you like that subject matter. So, and it's definitely a weird take on it, man.
A lot of the themes of cyberpunk exist in this movie.
Yes, they do. Big time.
Yeah.
If you like that game, you're definitely going to get into that movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Malcolm McDowell, you can't go wrong. The guy's great.
My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady.
Musical. Oh, yeah, the musical.
I liked it, but it's not.
I don't think it's
not S tier.
The S. I don't think it's the brass ring we're looking for, but it's definitely on your A list. It's definitely on your A list. It's well,
I gotta be in a mood for musical, and I don't mind musical as a thing. Yeah. I gotta be in a mood. I literally have to be in a mood for that.
Yeah.
To want to watch something like that.
First of all, for a musical to work, it's got to have a great story, and this one does have a great story. It does have a great story. It's about breaking the molds that society have given you and getting outside of that, and it's very cool. It's very cool. I don't think it's an S. I don't think it's an S.
If I ever go back and finish watching High School Musical, the TV show on Disney Plus, then I'll probably go back and watch this one. But I gotta be in the mood for that.
Yeah,
there's times where I just want to hear just casual conversation and then singing.
There are some musicals that are going to be an S. If Grease is on this list, that's an S, dude.
I've seen Grease all the way through. Yeah. The second one not so much, but Grease. My mom is big Grease, so there's never a summer where that's not on.
The Penguin is here. Low Spec is here. He said he'd be right back. Yep, but I'd say that's A tier though. I don't think it's B. I think it's A tier.
Oh yeah, I'll keep it in mind.
Yep.
Like I said, I definitely know that I'd have to be in a mood for it.
Rex Harrison, a classic from that era, no doubt, and Audrey Hepburn, one of the greatest actresses that's ever stepped on the big screen. The talent is definitely there.
Got a few without any S tiers. Let's see what we got. The best years of our lives.
Soap opera. Move on.
This list is not.
Yeah.
American
we may have to look at some other lists. American in Paris.
List.
That's another musical. Opera. That's another musical. You probably
killing me. To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird. To me,
I've read the
this
book,
is an S.
Seen the movie.
Okay.
It's definitely something you see in middle school. Or
you
used to. It's banned now.
This in school.
It's banned now. No, it's banned now. No one's watching this in school anymore. It's got banned like 10 years ago. It is,
and that's
it's not
sad
something-
because it's a great story.
No, it is, and yeah, I remember the book very.
You want to
vividly
talk
reading
about
it,
something that's an anti-bigotry story? It's that one right there,
Right.
and
Yeah.
they ban
Yep.
it. It makes no damn sense to me.
There's not going to be many that won't know the name Atticus Finch.
No. Atticus Finch. And Gregory Peck's awesome in it, man. It's just a great movie. It really is.
So,
People just
definitely
ban
have seen it.
stuff reactionary without understanding what it's actually about.
It's
Right?
definitely an S tier. It's you can't. Yeah, everyone grew
Mhm.
up with it. Well,
Yeah.
not anymore, but people used to grow up with it.
Mhm.
But good movie.
Yep.
Good story. The Philadelphia Story.
Soap opera.
You're better off with the
A lot
Philadelphia
of soap
Experiment.
operas on this thing.
Philadelphia Experiment's better. Yeah.
A Streetcar Named Desire.
Now, this one here, that one, I put it an A, but if you really, once you get past this original S list and you start getting into I think you started this with actors. You were looking at a list of actors.
No, I mean, no
And-
movies came out of that, but yeah,
Right,
I have that
right.
list, yeah.
If you're going to look at Marlon Brando films, this is the first one you have to watch.
Was
Okay,
I don't even
because
remember
he
if
is
was on that list.
fantastic in it. He really is. But I'd call this one an A. Streetcar Named Desire. Yeah.
I'd say a high B, but
Yeah.
I didn't like it that much as a lot of people. It's a good movie. It's just it wasn't.
Ariel says To Kill a Mockingbird sucked. Okay. Whatever, Ariel. We're not going to get on you for what you don't like, what you like, and what you don't like. But
You're
I
just
have to
wrong.
disagree.
That's all. That's okay. I mean, Rocky. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You've seen that a million times, I'm sure,
yeah,
and that is
I mean,
S tier. You know what?
I
Before
do-
we get off of Rocky, I'll tell you why it's an S tier movie, because it's realistic. The guy doesn't win the fight, and that's not what it's about. It's about him
Absolutely.
gaining
Yeah.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
the story
great
I can
movie.
get behind. It's not always him winning, and then in other movies he does win. In other movies he does.
Yeah.
But
But the original
definitely-
one, you ask 100 people who wins the fight in the first Rocky movie, 50 people are going to tell you Rocky did, and I'm like, no, he doesn't win the fight.
No, he
you
lost.
goof.
He didn't win the championship.
All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, good one. That's definitely one of those series that I like. I'll even go just for
The best one, if you
sake.
ask me, is 3. The one
I
with
would,
Clubber
I
Lang.
would go through, and I've done it. I've done this, but I might even have to.
I
don't
actually
know
like
if they
4
are.
a little better than 3.
I don't know if they're any good, but if I ever did do a marathon again, I would probably have to include the Creed movies into it. If I ever did a marathon again.
Oh,
But I
adding the
haven't watched
Creed
the
ones
Creed
to it?
ones. I
Yeah,
haven't watched
because
the
he's
Creed
in the
ones.
first couple, isn't he?
Yeah,
I think he's in the
he's
first
a
couple.
trainer, I believe. But no, so I would definitely have to extend to Creed just to get the.
See,
full
I haven't
continuity.
seen any
I
of the
love
Creed yet.
continuity.
I hear they're good, but
I
haven't
love
seen
those
them yet.
little mini continuity universes. So
Yeah.
it definitely extends from that, and then as extension, I want to watch those as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
At some point, but I'd have
Yeah.
to start.
I tell you one before you go off on this now, since you brought that up. I was talking about this with somebody the other day. We were talking about the Bourne movies, and I really love the Bourne Legacy with Jeremy Renner. I thought that was a great next step to the story, but they just never expanded on it. Oh God, I'd love to see him revisit that and continue the legacy part of it. You know what I mean? I thought that was a great way to do it. Oh well, Ariel's just trolling us now. Rocky was only a love letter to himself, nothing great. Yeah, whatever. It had to be all about Sylvester Stallone.
Well, he wrote
And
the
the first Rocky is so good, in my humble opinion. That's because your humble opinion is correct, Low Spec. Yes, it is a fantastic movie. All right,
Next
go
one,
on,
do we need
do we even need to explain why this is on the S list?
I mean, yeah, I've seen it. I don't know if I've watched it cover to cover, but again, another one of those movies that's been on TV all the time. I know the story.
There's a reason for that.
I know
There's
the
a reason
joke.
why It's a Wonderful Life's on every Christmas round the clock. It's because it's a great fucking movie. Yeah.
So at some point, even the bad ones, I'm gonna have to go back and marathon the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was never really the biggest fan of Indiana Jones, so it was not one I grew up with.
There's
really.
at least there's only 2 movies you have to watch.
Yeah.
No, 3 movies. There's only 3 movies.
Three
you have to
movies.
watch.
3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. Yeah.
This is an S tier Western.
This is an S tier Western. Yes.
I like it.
Absolutely.
Clint Eastwood, directed by Clint Eastwood.
This is the one he got his
Hackman,
Academy
Morgan
Award
Freeman.
for, man. This is the one he got his directing Academy Award, and I think he should have gotten his Academy Awards for the one he made back in the 70s called The Outlaw Josie Wales, or was that the 80s?
Yeah.
I think it might have been the early 80s.
70s.
But this one came out, I think, in 92, and my gosh, it's a good movie. Gene Hackman, one of the greatest character actors ever, plays the evil sheriff in it. Morgan Freeman's his buddy. It's about an aging gunfighter that has to go on one last quest, and he really doesn't want to.
I may have seen this, but I don't remember if I have or not. But I'll definitely watch it again.
It's an anti-violence movie, dude, is what it is,
Yeah.
basically. And because he's sitting there preaching the whole time, I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not that guy anymore. And some things happen, and you just need to see it. It's
Forced
good.
into it, and
Yep. He's forced
kind
to
of
go on this.
Kind of like John Wick. John Wick was retired.
Yeah. It's basically a Western version of John Wick. It really
and then
is.
they killed his puppy, and that's just
Right, exactly.
And this one they kill his horse. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yep. Okay. That makes sense.
Excuse me.
All
I'm
right. Yeah,
sorry.
no, I have added it. I will.
This is S tier. Yeah. For when it comes to Westerns, yeah, that's an S tier.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
You've seen that, I'm sure.
It's impossible.
So many
not to
times,
see
it's
that
not
one.
even funny. Yep.
I watched that like
Soap
a couple
opera.
months ago. So
That's a soap opera.
Soap opera.
I'm
opera.
definitely going to pass on mostly soap operas. Okay.
Titanic, we've seen
One of
that.
the most, I mean,
ad
okay.
nauseam.
All right. Now, I think we're starting
Seen
to get
that.
some list of.
And you'd
One of my
agree
favorite
that
movies
these
of all
are
time.
S tier movies. They are S tier movies.
They are. No, absolutely. I'm only
Yeah.
people in the chat. I'm only skipping these because
Because
I
he's
mean,
seen them.
who's
We're
not
trying to
seen
look
this?
for
And-
stuff he hasn't seen.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kate Winslet with the fog on the windows. Come on, and
Come on.
You know,
You
let me
can't go
draw
wrong.
You. Let me draw you. And who,
Yeah,
and,
that's it.
And Leonardo, he's what? He's 13 or 18 in this one. Like in real life, like isn't he? Was he young at that
Well,
time?
I can tell you this. Being an artist myself, I saw a lot of flesh after this movie came out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of bourgeois trying to be, at the time. So yeah, okay, yeah. And then Gladiator is definitely one I grew up with. It's 2000.
Yes.
That's right when I was a teenager. Like, and
Oh,
it was
man. Just fantastic.
When
movie.
when they have that new viral TikTok stuff going around. Have you ever thought of the Roman Empire? This is it.
Yeah, that's it.
This is
Was
what you
this
think
Oliver
about.
Reed's last film?
It was Oliver Reed's last film. He died before they put it out. And
Oh, man.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great movie. And then I mean, Lord of the Rings.
Come on, man.
It's
In my
amazing.
opinion, the greatest movies ever made. Period.
It's the one set of movies where I won't from now for any time I ever watch them now, I will only watch the extended versions.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's all
See,
I know.
I will never. I don't care how long
I
they
don't
are.
watch the
I will
movie
never watch
versions of
the theatrical just to save time. I don't care. I want everything extended, and that includes The Hobbit too. I know people have issues with The Hobbit. I will just spend all day with a marathon with these.
Real quick, let's see what Ariel's talking about here. Raiders of the Lost Ark had too many slow spots. The fighting parts look so fake. Ending was predictable, and Jones should have been killed on multiple occasions.
Yeah, plot armor.
Come on. There's 5 Indiana Jones movies. Anyone saying different is just okay. I'm done reading your comments, Ariel. You're obviously trolling folks today. Sorry about that. Continue, Noc. Go ahead.
Okay. Amadeus.
Oh, she
Part of
says
me wants-
she says no, I'm not trolling, just horribly sick. Been dry heaving all day, and I actually like the movies I'm complaining about. Yeah, I hear you. Gotcha. It's reverse psychology. Yeah, gotcha.
I would
Okay.
like
You know, that's-
to put this on S tier because this is
Her
a good
next
movie.
comment is a good point.
Watch
I
the
used-
Lord of the Rings series with the commentary on. That's also fun.
That's some
Yeah.
very underrated things that
Absolutely.
came with DVDs that I haven't partaken in. Well, since I was watching DVDs, I used to, especially with like The Office, the TV show. A lot of the more TV shows and movies. Those commentaries are fucking awesome. Like some
Yeah,
of
they
them
are.
like the commentaries was like going back and watching some of these shows with the commentary. It's just probably one of the. You get so much.
Yeah,
insight.
you definitely don't
You
want to watch
get-
it the
you get
first
so-
time with the commentary
Right.
on, but if you're
Right.
revisiting it, it's a great way to deepen the lore for you. Yeah,
But
it
do they?
really is.
So I guess do they have in many streaming services commentary?
Nope.
I
No.
don't think so, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
So
Yeah,
I think my parents have the Blu-ray Lord of the Rings, so I might have to.
That's why you need the physical copies.
Yeah,
you
that's
need
like the
physical
one
copies
reason.
for
If
that
you
stuff.
were all into commentaries, that would be the one
Mhm.
reason to have the physical.
That's why I got tons of
Um,
Blu-rays and DVDs under my bed. So
Awesomely funny, the Ghostbuster movies ones for sure. Okay, cool.
So you were talking
Amadeus, I
about
would
this?
say that's
that's an A
S tier.
tier. I want to put it on S tier, but
I do too, but I really can't.
yeah,
I can't. That's
I
an
don't
A.
think Noc will enjoy it.
I don't think he will
enjoy
either.
it, but I don't think he won't get the enjoyment that we.
It's about the rivalry, man, and it's so
Yeah.
good. It really is. But yeah, it's
We'll
just
keep
it's
that one on
not
the
at
back
the S
burner.
tier. It's not quite there. But the
My
guys that
D
are in
list
it,
is getting kind of full, so
it won Best Picture. It won Best Picture the year it came
Yeah.
out, and F. Murray Abrahams is brilliant in it. He really is. And what's funny is he's not playing Amadeus.
No,
He's playing his rival. You know.
Salieri.
Yeah. It's Amadeus is a crude, silly bitch in that movie.
Okay.
Oh, yep.
S tier.
S tier, must watch. Add it to your list.
Really?
Don't even think about it. Write it down.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! I mean, what can we not say about this movie? It empties the cupboard
Martin
when it
Sheen,
comes to the Vietnam
Marlon
War.
Brando.
Bro.
Okay. All right. Robert Duvall. Wow. Okay.
Robert Duvall. I love the smell of
Drama,
napalm in the
mystery,
morning. I know you've heard
Smells
that
like
before.
victory.
Yes,
Smells
okay.
like victory. One day this war's gonna end.
Who sees himself as a god? Okay, I'm convinced.
This guy's Thrawn in Vietnam, dude.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
All right,
and
now
Charlie
hang on
Sheen
now.
has been tasked to go get it. What it is, it's a retelling of what's the name of that classic novel? Come on, John, you know the one I'm talking about? Heart of Darkness. It's a
Yeah.
retelling of Heart of Darkness in Vietnam, is what it is. And it's fucking fantastic.
Conrad's Hard
Okay,
Dark.
so I don't know if it's on this list yet because we haven't gotten there, Ariel, but she has put forth the movie. So it's got to be unanimous there.
Mad World. And The Great Escape. Great Escape, definitely. Mad
The Great
World.
Escape.
I don't know. But definitely Great Escape. Okay. But
Great
yes,
Escape, I mean,
dude, at the time, it was the most expensive movie ever made. They said that friggin' Coppola was borderline crazy with the spending on this flick. He went way overboard on it. It took 2 years to film the actual filming of it. And I mean, you check into the lore on this, it's fucking bizarre. The stuff that went on. Marlon Brando was. This is where he got the reputation for being a complete flake. Was on the set of this film. Just and the product they came forward with wasn't Lawrence Fishburne, a very very young Lawrence Fishburne in this. I think he was. He was on the boat that took him up the river. I think.
Was he one of the? Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think he was one of the naval guys on it. But you're going to see some faces from movies that you've seen plenty of times in here. And my gosh, it's an epic adventure. It's a long movie. It's about 2.5 hours long, but man, worth every minute of it. You will love it, Noc. I know you're going to dig this flick. It is really great, man. Yeah.
It earns all those 5 stars under
It
actor,
does.
director, and
And
screenplay.
more. Yeah. Wow. I mean, this is the same guy that made The Godfather. And
Yeah.
wow.
Coppola?
Yeah, Coppola. It's the same guy. And my gosh, he lets you know just how silly, crazy that fucking war was in one movie. He really did.
All right. I'm convinced.
Mm-hmm.
Ben-Hur 1959.
Ben-Hur. That's a classic.
It's a classic. Put it on your A list.
I put it on the A list too.
Yeah, I think I was good. I was set to watch the Ben-Hur, the most recent one that came out a few years ago.
Don't watch.
No,
I didn't hear good things about it, and so I was like, the trailer.
This is the far superior
but
version.
I knew it was a remake, so.
Yep.
Also,
And
it's got my
the
man
most famous
Charlton
thing
Heston
about
in there.
this is the chariot race in the movie.
Yep.
Which was used real stuntmen and all that good stuff. And yeah, it's very cool. But yeah, that's definitely A list.
Hey,
That's
I
my
definitely think I've thought about it. Man, 212 minutes.
But it's cut out of the
All
same
for it.
cloth as Gladiator, man. It's that kind of movie.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
cool.
all for it.
Mm-hmm.
Some like it hot.
Some like it hot. Now, this is a
98
comedy.
Metascore.
It's Marilyn Monroe. It's probably the top of the list for Marilyn Monroe. And Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon. It's a funny movie, man. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's definitely not S tier by any stretch.
I don't think
of
it's S
imagination.
tier. There's better comedies you can watch, but this is.
I don't think I've watched a lot of actual Marilyn Monroe.
I think 7 Year Itch is a better Marilyn movie than this one.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
How do you spell that?
7 Year Itch?
I'm guessing, is it with a letter, number, is it different pronunciation? Like
7.
I want the actual like spelling of it. Is
It's
7 spelled
Year
with
Itch,
letters,
that's
or
what he
is it?
said.
Like,
Yeah, I think 7 spelled with letters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
I want
I'll
to
look
find
it up.
this
I'll look it
easier
up.
and not have to
Yeah, I
Google
got you.
search through the whole damn thing.
I got you, bro. Got you. Pretty sure back then they would have spelled it out, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it might even
None
be
of
on
this-
the list.
None of this wears putting numbers.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
spelled out. The 7 Year
Yeah.
Itch. Yes. Yeah, spelled out. Mm-hmm.
7 Year Itch.
Yep.
7 Year Itch.
Okay.
That's Marilyn. That's her best movie, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the famous one where she stands on the grate with the dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop
S
Walking.
tier film, A Tour de Force
Yeah.
by Peter Sellers. He plays 3 different characters in this movie. It is fucking fantastic. This really, the more I look at Kubrick's work, this almost overtakes 2001 as my favorite Kubrick movie because it is so good, man. Oh my God. And the title tells you just how crazy this movie gets, man. Doctor Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Have you seen
And
the
I'm not-
meme with the guy on the bomb waving the cowboy hat? Not.
Like riding the bomb, yeah.
Yeah, riding the
Yeah.
bomb down.
That's
That comes
Slim
from this
Pickens.
movie.
He's
Slim Pickens
a
from this movie.
he's
Yep.
a famous cowboy actor, and yeah, oh my God, he's the guy, and he's the guy that's running all the bad guys in Blazing Saddles. If you've ever seen that, that's Slim Pickens.
Yeah.
You're going to see the guy that's the voice of Darth Vader in this movie actually acting. James Earl Jones is in it. Very young James Earl Jones is in this movie. He's part of the crew on the plane. Great movie. It's about the Cold War at the height of it, and the paranoia that went on. I don't want to give anything away. You just need to watch it. You'll laugh
I'm
your ass
convinced.
off, bro.
I'm
It's
all for
great.
it.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Gee whiz.
But only watch it at Christmas.
Yeah, there's no reason
Stewart.
to watch it now. Watch
you
it at
got
Christmas time.
James Stewart now. So
Yep.
if I see James Stewart, I'm going to want to watch it.
Yeah, you are, because he's good. He's good.
Okay, but you said only at Christmas. That's soon.
Only at
So,
Christmas. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's
I'll
on
get-
every channel at Christmas. I can't believe you've never seen this.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's been.
Oh,
I never.
And
paid
do
attention.
not
The biggest
get
one
the
for me
colorized
is
version.
what's that?
Don't get the colorized version. It looks
Yeah, watch the
awful.
black and white.
No.
Watch the black
Watch the
and white.
black and white, man.
All right, it's a Wonderful Life.
Mhm.
Is there any remakes that I have to sift through?
No,
Actually, this
no,
one's never
shouldn't
been
be.
remade.
They show the
but
same
black-
one every Christmas.
A Christmas Story is always the mainstay for me.
Yeah, Christmas Story, of course. Yeah, with your
This
age,
is-
I can believe that. Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
my Christmas movie go-to.
Catch.
Yeah, that's mine too. That one or Scrooged. I love Scrooged. I just think Scrooged is one of the
It's gotta be
greatest
singing
movies
in
ever.
Right
You know,
now.
Joe. You know. With the holidays coming up, we got to do some holiday movie streams, right? Like, as
Yeah,
in,
well,
like
we've
we
got.
have to go through the
we're gonna
list
do.
of no, I'm not talking about when we watch them. I'm talking about the top 50 Halloween movies.
Yes, exactly.
The top 100.
Worry not.
Christmas
That's in the
movies,
works,
do
bro.
whatever. Okay.
Worry not. We're not. Remember, next week we're
I
doing the
was right.
Mojo Dojo Casa House, right? We're doing that.
Yep.
We're going to meet as a production
Oh,
company again.
did you see it
but
from just this here, John, and then take a guess what
Yeah,
it
I
was?
just saw Gene Kelly and
Gene Kelly singing in the rain. That's the Gene Kelly movie.
I don't think I've seen this all the way through. Obviously, I've heard the song.
Yeah. And you've seen
cuts of
the
it.
one where he does the song and he's singing in the rain and dancing.
But you guys think it's worth watching the whole movie?
yeah.
Do
It's a musical, so you probably have to be in a movie.
This one I think I can get into just because I'm familiar with the song itself, so I wouldn't mind,
Yeah.
seeing it where it comes into the show kind of deal. So
Yep.
I don't know. It's a relatively good story, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I would put it on my A list if it's on
fun.
a good story.
Yep. Let's see. What's
yeah,
Clay saying? He says Saturday Night Live lost ending to It's Wonderful Life is pretty funny. Oh, okay. Lost ending to It's a Wonderful Life. Oh my God. I can just imagine.
What era of Saturday Night
What
Live?
era of Saturday Night Live, E. Clay? Is it the
Ooh,
original,
that's
not
important.
ready for primetime players? That would be a riot. Or was it the Eddie Murphy? That'd be a good one too. Oh my God.
Mike Myers.
Bridge over the River Kwai. Dude, I still want to make this an S, but it's an A, man.
It's high
an A. But you've heard the tune before, plenty of time. Yeah, they're whistling going to work. Dun, 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 dun. Yep. But it's about a POW camp in Japan, I believe. Is that right?
No, in Burma.
In Burma. Okay. And they are tasked with building a bridge, and you just have to see it, man. It's a good movie, but I'd have to. The ending is what you remember of it. The ending of the movie is what's always remembered. It's kind of ironic the way it ends, and
okay,
but
so
I'd say A. I'd put that on the A list. Right.
All right, so how much further do we want to go since we only have 9 minutes left? Do we just keep going as far as we can? Or?
We can get down to 10, I guess.
Yeah, we can get down to let's stop at 11.
Some of these you're probably going to have seen before. You probably have seen them.
We'll see how it goes. Okay, Chinatown.
Now that is a noir masterpiece. If you're going to watch, and I hate to endorse this fucking director because he's such a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but I recognize the name.
This is a really good fucking movie, man. If you're into noir type stories,
I wouldn't say
it's fantastic.
But I could get I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
Its sequel, The Two Jakes, wasn't as near as good as this one. But this one, like I said, it's also remembered for its ending. No doubt about that too. And we're talking Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway at the height of their powers, man. And John Huston, who is known for his directing more than anything, plays an evil son of a bitch in this movie, man. He's really good at it. I'd put this in the S tier, but let's see what John thinks about it.
S tier, yeah.
If you want to watch some modern day noir,
I do need more S tier movies, but
that is a fantastic one right there. It really is.
I got 2 pages of B tier and 1 page of S tier right now.
Right? Yeah. Well, here you go. But yeah, Jack Nicholson. This movie, he had been in quite a few movies before this. This one really put him on the map. This is when people said, "Wow, this guy is a really good actor.
Yeah.
We need to use him in a bunch of shit." Yeah.
I've seen this one.
Okay.
Yeah. And do you know why it's S tier? And I don't care what my wife thinks. If you're listening, honey, you know I've said this a million times. It is the first horror movie to win Best Picture. It is a horror movie. I don't care what anybody says. If this guy's eating people, sorry. Yo.
Yeah, I think back then I saw Cannibal before I saw Silence of the Lamb.
Hannibal, you mean? Yeah. Hannibal was the sequel.
I know one came up. I know Silence came up. I think I saw Cannibal first, and then went back and watched Silence of the Lamb.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, there's been 2 movies just before we get off of it. There's been 2 movies. Here's an answer to a trivia question, if you ever hear it. There's been 2 movies in the modern era that have swept the big 5 at the Oscars. This being Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, Best Actor, and Best Actress. This is one of them. So, yeah, it's definitely an S tier movie. Those of you out there who are watching, if you've never seen this, you are missing out. Watch that movie. It's fantastic. Do you guys know what the other one is? He scrolled right past E.T. I love it because I hate that fucking movie too.
I mean, I'm going to say I hate it. I've seen it. It's a kid movie.
I got drugged kicking and screaming by my girlfriend to that fucking movie. God, I hate that flick.
I don't think I've seen Space Oddity.
That was my sister's first movie.
I know. You go through
That's an S tier, but
It's heard of, obviously. I've obviously
Yeah.
heard. So yeah, I'll go on the list.
and
I'll
you've
definitely watch
heard the theme music plenty
it.
of
Of
times.
course.
Yeah. But yeah, that's S tier, buddy. That's
But I
S
don't think I
tier.
ever actually watched it. So yeah.
It's to this
One of
day,
those movies
as far
I've
as I'm
definitely heard
concerned,
about forever.
the best Kubrick movie ever made. And what's going to blow you away is look at the year it was made, 1968. The special effects in this movie are going to blow you away. It's fucking amazing what he did in 1968. It was
the model work in this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Yep. I mean, come on. You might have seen that movie, huh?
Guys,
might have seen that one.
If you're wondering why I'm scrolling past this, just go to the beginning of the show.
I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B.
Yeah. Let's go on my second list. I don't know. The West Side Story.
I don't like it. I never did.
I'm familiar with it. I don't know if I'm going to want to watch this particular musical.
It's a good musical, but
the dancing gang members just blow it for me.
Yeah. You know,
if
there's going to be violence, let's have some violence, okay? Yeah, you know.
We're good. I like how the rating. It's not even like R, PG, or rated. You know what it PG. It's approved.
Approved, yes. What was it? Bachelor party, right? Whenever they're watching the porn movies and the girls have gotten the film and cut out all the dirty stuff, right? It's kind of like the violence in this. It's like, you know, I don't usually like my filth this clean. You know, I don't like my violence this clean. Really, I don't.
Okay, yeah. 12 Angry Men.
Now that right there, that's. Buddy, I so want to put that on the S list, but I have to call it an A because it's a great character study of guys with basically cabin fever because they are just struggling with this case, man. And wow, it's a very interesting. Well, it's the best movie about a jury and what they go through in a big case. It's really great. Really is.
Okay, I'm definitely going to put this.
There's a reason why it's got 9 stars here and a 97 Metacritic.
Yes, it's a fantastic movie, but it's
just put this on the list because I actually do want to watch this. I'm going to put it on the S tier list because I actually want. I'm a huge trial watching like lawyer shows. Love them.
Yeah,
like Suits.
Yeah,
Ariel's saying 12 Angry Men is awesome. Both this one and the remake with Jack Lemmon and George C. Scott.
Yeah, you can watch either one.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of like Law and Order. It was Law and Order that really did it for me because Law and Order, you had the first half of the show was the crime and the investigation, and then the second half of the show was the trial.
Yeah,
right. That was basically every episode of Law and Order was that way.
Right. Yeah. That show was the best. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that's just that. And I grew up watching Law and Order because it was on every single day.
But in this one, you're in the jury room, dude.
Right. So So that's definitely like there's intrigue for me there because I like seeing, you know, what's like I said, Suits. I even watched Franklin and Bash. You know that only latched like 2 seasons.
Well, the thing about this one is it's based on a stage play that was award winning before the film was even made. And the characters in it are just fantastic. Yeah, watch this. You'll enjoy it.
I think it swept the Tonys the year it came out.
Yep.
12 Angry Men did.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, when I think of stage plays, I think of 12 Angry Men. I think of Death of a Salesman. I mean, there's certain stage plays that just are up there, and that's one of them. Yep.
Z tier.
I have no interest.
Oh God. You know, this is B tier for me. My fondest memory of this movie, there was a clock right next to the screen in the movie theater I saw it in when my mother took me to see it. And I kept staring at the clock, wondering when this fucking movie was going to end. You see how long it is. It's almost 3 hours long. But it's a true story about a family that was it Austria they were trying to get out of? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
But during World War II. I mean,
I was rooting
good.
By the end of it, I'm rooting for the guys in the ugly uniforms. Okay.
Right.
Just take out the Von Trapps. We're sick of them. They're running around singing on the mountain. Just Stuka.
This
dive
was the
bomb,
best
you know?
picture the year I was born, and it's the first one in my collection. I've got every best picture from every year
Oh my God.
I've been alive.
I don't even think I need
And-
to go any further. If you guys don't
Yeah.
know this by now, like,
Yeah.
you can tell what this movie is just by that right there.
Yep.
It's Forrest Gump.
Yeah. It's like just by seeing that little piece right there,
Yep.
you don't even have to see anything else. That's pretty funny. But yeah.
Okay, so let's keep the top 15 or 14 now that you've showed it.
I mean, as I'm scrolling, you knew I was going to go back.
Sunset Boulevard, I've never seen. Sunset Boulevard.
Looks like a film noir drama. Screenwriter develops a dangerous relationship with a faded film
it's
star.
It's good.
To make a
It's good. It's not. Gloria Swanson is just freaking amazing in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't put it as S tier.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do the last 14 the next time, man. That's what we'll do. Cool. So you've got how many movies you got now? What did we add to your list this time? What did we
So
add?
for
I know
S-tier,
we added
we've
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, Unforgiven, Apocalypse Now, Doctor Strangelove.
That's all you need to know. Doctor Strangelove. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's the whole title thing. I got to put it down.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Or
the
how
long
I-
title I had to put on 2 different lines.
Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. That's the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it confused me for a second because I forgot. And then like the second line is Warring and Love the Bombs, and I'm like, Warring and Love the Bombs. I'm not sure if that's the title.
Or How I Learned to Stop.
Chinatown.
Yeah.
Chinatown, 2001: Space Odyssey, and 12 Angry Men are the S tier.
Yep. Damn, dude. You got
That's a good list.
that's some good stuff. Movies you haven't seen. I really, there's a couple of them I'd love to be sitting there watching your reaction to some of the stuff that you're going to see, man. Especially
Like
Apocalypse
2001.
Now. My God, yeah, in 2001, dude. When he sees that spaceship the first time, Jesus Christ, man, that's fucking crazy. Wow, and some of the other visuals in it, man. That Kubrick is amazing. It really is. And Ariel's talking about Big Trouble in Little China. Well, you know.
Yeah. It's not going to be on this list, but it's definitely on my list.
It's definitely on my list too. Yeah. We'll definitely have to. Well, I mean, we're just scratching the surface on this. This is just the first list that he come up with. It was 100 best movies. It's, and
it's just IMDb list and
right.
And Ariel, I'm not just looking for every little movie you can think of that's good. Now, keep that in mind. We're talking movies that you need to see before you die. Like
the
like
movies
if you want to see, these are the movies of influence. Like this movie inspired Star Wars.
Inspired
Born
yeah.
Legacy. Born Identity. This movie inspired like that kind of stuff. So, and I am looking for
movie 76.
I am looking for some older movies as well. That's why I kind of like that list. There were a lot of older movies that I just want to relive the past a little bit. So
yep.
See how.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
this
looking
isn't
forward.
Gonna this is all American movies, so this isn't going to have any.
Well,
it's all American or British.
They're the only ones that matter. So.
I will disagree.
I'm not looking. The only movie I ever saw that I liked that was not ours was like generally like Jet Li movies, or there was this one about a Spanish prison where they all take over the prison or something like that.
Bastille.
I can't remember. It was a really good movie, but
it's Bastille.
I can't remember what it was.
The Boy in Striped Pajamas. Okay. All right. Well, listen, guys. That's it for this week. Good show, fellas. Enjoyed that.
If we can, real quick though, my only one on the top of my list right now to watch this week is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Is there any that I need to watch? I can't wait
to see what you think of that one. You got to text me.
I need at least 2 more.
Well,
okay.
Why don't we do the space theme and we'll do 2001.
2001. Add 2001.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to go all compliment together.
Okay, you want to mix up the genres?
Because let's do separate genres. Because the Rear Window, The Graduate, they're all kind of different.
Yeah, they're all kind of different. Okay,
yeah.
So we're starting
different
sci-fi.
Settings,
That's Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. How about a Western? So what do we got? We got
Unforgiven.
Butch Cassidy.
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven.
Bush Cassidy. No.
Oh yeah,
Butch Cassidy first.
Butch Cassidy.
Okay.
Bush Cassidy
all right.
first. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, let's see.
Yes.
Fargo check mark, graduate check mark, rear window, and then so this one,
Close
and then so we got a sci-fi, we got a Western. Let's do a war movie. So we got Patton, Doctor Strange, all quiet on the Western front.
Out of those three, I'd say watch Doctor Strangelove just to mix it up, man.
Yeah,
that's a comedy. That's a comedy. You'll have a Western, you'll have a sci-fi, and a comedy.
I like the variety better for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I think once we get past to like the must-sees, we could start going a little bit more into genre-based stuff. Just to get the full effect of it, to see how they kind of influence each other. But for now, let's keep it variety. It'll keep me interested. Definitely.
Yeah, there you go, man.
That's good. I got 3 movies. That's perfect. That's what I was able to do this last week.
How creative certain guys are, like Kubrick. I mean, what's going to be amazing is what you think of Doctor Strangelove, and then you're going to watch the same guy make an epic sci-fi in 2001, The Space Odyssey.
So wait, hold on. Okay. In that, so is Doctor Strange got to come before 2001?
No. It's not
the difference.
He does not do franchises. They're all individual movies.
That's not what I was going for. It's like, is it better to go from one to the other? One way.
I would say
you were explaining the difference of it.
Doctor Strangelove first, because it's not the superior movie by him. The superior movie by him is 2001. That is his signature movie.
I want to see the difference, but I want to see the difference in like the first one is not as good as the second one. Not that it's not good, but it's like the progression, how different it is.
Build up to 2001 with.
Gotcha. That's what I'm asking. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
All right. Well, listen, John, what you got coming up, man? Let them know what's going on.
Well, tomorrow we're going to be doing the finishing up the fandoms worst foes, and doing 10-1 on Pop Culture Minefield with Keith.
Mm-hmm.
And
then you see we talking white.
Yep. And then
love that shit. It's funny.
And then Friday I'm doing Baldur's Gate for my game day.
Yep.
So
fistful of dollars.
Yeah.
They're talking all kinds of stuff. Paint Your Wagon. That is a musical. Clint Eastwood and Lee Marvin actually sing in that movie. Yes.
Well, if you call it singing.
If you can call it singing. Open range. Yeah. I love that one too. Okay. And so what else you got? You're definitely going to do Godzilla Tuesday, right?
Godzilla's definitely Tuesday. I've got everything done. I'm going to make sure I have nothing that I have to do on Tuesday.
So you can get that done.
I've told everybody that I can't do anything on Tuesday because I've got plans.
There you go. I got plans. I got kaiju plans, boys and girls. Yeah. All right, John. Thanks for coming, man. Noc, I guess the next time we'll see you is Sunday for the countdown to the games. Boy, were we fucking up on the picks this weekend. Good Lord. I don't think anybody was safe this weekend.
I think at this point I'm kind of giving up on my picks because I'm just I just don't have the time to analyze the NFL, and nor do I want to. And like with the Broncos not being that great, my interest in the NFL is really something this year. I've been way more hyped about.
But better stories are in the fucking college ranks this year.
Yeah, it really is.
The success of the Colorado Buffaloes is bizarre.
And that's the great thing that, like, I watched, I'll keep the, Boise State Broncos, but if they lose, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It doesn't bum me out. It's like, oh man, I hope they do good this year, but if they don't,
meanwhile,
no sweat off my back.
My Mizzou Tigers suddenly is one of the best teams in football.
Yeah.
They're okay. They're not that great. Anyways.
Well.
They're okay. Can't beat Florida State.
But you're going to have the college breakdown for us Sunday. And
I don't think there's a lot of crazy
games. The Dolphins have lost. I'm not going anywhere to watch the game. So I'll be 2 hours. But I'm looking forward to that. Of course, let me let you know what else is going on here on the channel, guys. Of course, you're watching State of the Atmosphere. We do it every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And then tomorrow night, the Brothers Hack the Matrix at 6 p.m. Central Time. That's where me and my brother go through the clown show that is 2023. The week's headlines, breaking them down for you. 6 p.m. Central tomorrow night. And then Saturday, you can watch me get back to sketching the Privateer. I haven't done this in a few weeks since my vacation, but I'm back to it this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. And then Noc and I and John will be back for pregame party. Hope Matt can join us, but he's busy this Sunday. So say a prayer for Matt. Hope he can get back on with us soon. But we'll be doing this at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning, 2 hours before kickoff of the early afternoon games. And then Military Monday with Gary is on Pop Culture Minefield at 10 a.m. Monday morning. And I believe we're doing Guns of Navarone this week.
Yep.
I just don't have the thumbnail for it. That's why I just slapped this one up there. But Guns of Navarone. We're going to be going over that one on Pop Culture Minefield Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. And then we're doing a tribute to Ronnie James Dio on That 70s Rock Fans channel at 4 p.m. Central Time. Monday afternoon. Monday's my busiest day. I'm on two people's channels, and then I've got my own show, The Knights of the Old Republic Part 16 coming up. And actually, I've got some homework to do this week because I have to apologize to you people that tuned in on Monday because it was about boring as hell. It's the worst planet to play on that game, apparently, and I didn't fight one thing for 2 hours, and it was completely boring. I'm going to finish that planet and be ready to go to the next one by the time we get to Monday's show at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Monday. And then Tuesday, we're going to get back into some Fable 2 on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark at 10 p.m. Tuesday night. And that brings us right back around to Stay of the Atmosphere at 5:30 p.m. like it is every Wednesday. So for myself and Noc and John, we want to thank you for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. Oh man, I pissed off Ariel. I missed her completely.
Well, I mean, it's the end of the show.
Sorry,
She gotta know the show's ending. Come on, Ariel. We have a time to keep. My man's got
slamming everything in there.